Told you that I'm not that type. Didn't mean to get you so excited. Tried to tell you not to fall in love. Why you always hit me uninvited? Just hoping you would get the picture. I've had enough. Now it's time for me to turn around. Thought you knew what this was. Yeah, I am superstar. You were never the one for me. Never should have felt for me. Take back your heart. Why don't you take it back? You never had a chance. I'm gonna take back your heart. Call it a savage love, just till I had enough for us. I'm good, babe. I'm on my own. This ain't a phase. Just let me go. Told you that I'm not that type. Don't wanna waste and ride. Make it for one more chance. Yeah, know you got carried away. You made me to say. You've been messing with greatness, space, and stay in your place. I was looking to play, then you got in the way. All the love that we made got me stuck in the rain. Got no time to stay here and say goodbye. Yeah, I am superstar. You were never the one for me. Never should have felt for me. Take back your heart. Why don't you take it back? You never had a chance. I'm gonna take back your heart. Call it a savage love, just till I had enough of us.
Now they know about our dedication. Not just hard work, it's also patience. Chipped away at it and ignored the hate. And now we big time status and it's us for the take. And we eat, dream about it every time we sleep. Making moves just look at my feet. Yeah, we bring the heat, we make every situation sweet. Now all we need is, yeah, we going up, up, but don't call it good luck, luck. Earning what we got, cause all we do is give it. Yeah, we going up, up, but don't call it good luck, luck. Earning what we got, cause all we do is give it more. Give it more, give it more, give it more right now, right now. Give it more. Give it more, give it more, give it way more, way more. Give it more. Give it all, we give it all, we give it more. Oh yeah. Give it more. Give it all you got. Give it more, give it more, give up and I'm glistening. I'm the gift, don't wrap me like it's Christmas. Once I'm yours, you'll know what you've been missing. Feeling like we should get into mischief. Listen, you've been looking like you're down on your luck. Need a girl like me to come through, lift you up. Hold me in your hand, I like when you touch me. Keep me around or you might get left. I'ma keep you with the good mood. Keep you up all night. Never, never around you. Baby, this is so vibe. Got me dancing like a soul train. Laughing the whole time. Got me singing in the shower. Baby, are you all mine? Baby, I'm your four-leaf clover. Your rabbit's foot, your charm bracelet, horseshoe. Baby, I'm your good, good omen. You wanna keep me with you. Keep me with you. Yeah, it's not hard to see. There's a pattern forming when you got me. 777 all wins big money. The tramp over here never see me coming. I was in your back pocket the whole time. A quiet power, a silent gold mine, a big old confidence boost. You never delude. Just know that you'll be winning cause I'm with you in the building. I'ma keep you with the good mood. Keep you up all night. Never, never around you. Baby, this is so vibe. Got me dancing like a soul train. Laughing the whole time. Got me singing in the shower. Baby, are you all mine? Baby, I'm your four-leaf clover. Your rabbit's foot, your charm bracelet. not satisfaction. For the base, chemical reaction. You're feeling pain? Chemical reaction. Chemical reaction. Guess what is action? Chemical reaction.
Walking through the hall, all eyes on me. People picking up my energy. Music never stops. They play my song on repeat, on repeat. I'm flying till I hit the sky. The melody is getting high. You know how to free my mind. My mind. When I'm with you, my world is golden, so golden. Baby, you make my heart shine golden, so golden. Feeling so alive, let's dance through the night. Come on, raise a glass, we're electrified. When I'm with you, my world is golden, so golden. I'm flying till I hit the sky. The melody.
Welcome to Snapdragon Pro Series Challenge Finals Group Stage Stream B Day number 2 as we get ready for the second series of the day. It's going to be Aurora up against Onic Esports. My name is your host. I'm your host. My name is Husky. Up with me at the desk here, we got Churros. Skin sitting out on this one, and we got Leo. Important match for Aurora. We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about Aurora.
We talk about Aurora though.
Great to be here, your host.
Hi, my name is Host.
I still can't get over the fact
I'm your
you messed
Husky.
up that
My
one.
name
He had a plan.
I
He had a plan. He had a
And
plan.
it came through.
I am your Husky. My name is your host. Okay.
I mean, important match coming up, right? We just went through one Onic Philippines against Flash Singapore, and Onic Philippines effectively have locked in playoffs alongside TLID, who did get their win over SRG on, I believe, Stream C. But right now, another team's tournament lies on the ropes. It's gonna be Aurora, currently 0-2 in their groups in Group B, up against Onic Esports, who are 1-1.
The only team without any points in that group, by the way.
You're 6th place in the standings for Group B. Onic ID is not too far behind. 5th and 4th place, tied up with, I believe it was Falcons Esports, which is a shocker for anyone who's watching.
The Burmese Falcon, by the way.
Burmese
Falcon
Falcon,
Esports, yeah.
Falcon Esports, the Myanmar team,
Yes.
correct. This is a very interesting matchup for both teams because this is one of the biggest matches for Onic ID. Next match will be against their Indonesian counterparts, EVOS and RQ. If they manage to win this one, it might be easy pickings for them.
Doesn't get any easier, right? Like,
It doesn't get any
like, today
easier
has
than
to
that,
be kind of the beginning of Aurora's redemption, and then you have 2 big matches tomorrow.
Yeah, we can keep talking about, like, you know, what's happened, what's been happening, but at the end of the day, you know, it's going to come down to Aurora.
Yeah.
They have to play out of their minds. They have to draft the tightest they have ever drafted and hope and pray that their opponents don't lead them down a road where they have to play Julian jungle again and where they, you know, can't use Demon Kite's Fanny. Because that's what happened. Like, you know,
Yeah.
they were getting good picks, but, you know, sometimes it's a big picture that doesn't affect them, or in execution sometimes, that's where they lack in.
They've been playing for a pretty long time as well. Since M6, they were a fairly new team from MPL PH as well. Going in, you would think their synergy and their chemistry would have been improved by this time around.
Yeah, I think when you look at the existence of this roster since the inception, right, since MSC 2024, afterwards, it really felt like this is going to be the next superstar team. But you also need to look at the opponents first, which is basically the veterans of Kyrie, Sans, the Keyboy, Lutpi as well, and then you have the new addition of Savero, who has shown us some flair yesterday in their respective match. They did drop against Team Falcons in a 1-2 fashion, but still, overall, Onic Esports came into this group stage with a pretty promising, advance.
This is ideally where you want to see a team rebuilding themselves, struggling, but seeing some sort of success, because 4 out of 5 of them are actually part of that 4-peat. 4 out of 5 of them have won the 4th straight in a row MPLID championship.
That's right.
It's just Savero that's new here. But we want to get confirmation if Nile, as a sub here, will definitely be part of this, because he is the 6th man. Indeed, he's not. We are just introducing him. He's here, but he's not going to be playing. It's still Kyrie facing off against Aurora.
So they're basically the same lineup as they did yesterday against Falcon. This is the Falcons PH team.
Team Falcons, yes.
They had 1-2 loss over them. And I think, honestly, though, Savero being a new addition to the team brought a lot to the table. He is, honestly, a wild card situation right here. Given enough time, given enough space, he will do his job. And I think it might be a little bit controversial, a little bit too early, but I think might be on par with CW or even better.
Yeah, pretty interesting, right? We saw the stats just now. Out of 6 games, they played 5 of them on red side, 1 on blue. Blue side was a loss, but on red side, they won 3 out of 5 games. We'll see how that continues to develop today, but in terms of statistics, they're looking a lot at the Harif, right? One of the few teams that is prioritizing the Harif, and then you have the Jawhead Hilda.
Yeah, no, red side, I think, is slowly becoming the safer side. Teams that have, how do you say, plans in their draft, like teams that don't just react, are much better on red, because they can even play with that first pick trade on blue. Like, they can say, you can have this, but if you pick any of that, we will get the 2 better heroes. That's how I think red side is slowly evolving, and the series prior here in Stream B showed that. If you have a good answer to the opening Luo Yi, or the opening Granger, you make it worth it. That should be one of the strengths going into the draft here for whoever picks.
Yeah, I want to point this out, that Savero, he knows when to be aggressive. He understands the limits of which his team is able to support him, and it can be seen from a lot of the battles right here. He knows where to position himself. He knows where their next target prioritization is at all times of the match. And analyzing from yesterday, I think they've learned their mistakes. Coming back into this one against Aurora, against a Filipino team, it might be a very crucial win for them.
Yeah, this is an MDL ID product from MDL from Onic Prodigy, and yeah, I can see definitely what that environment has done for him, and him joining now the big leagues, being part of being part of the MPL squad in Onic ID. I think it should be good for them, because they're only really worrying about him. Lutpi's been with the team for a while now.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about the development league, right, the MDL for Indonesia, like, Onic is just one of the few examples, right? TLID is a perfect example of having MPL players leading up to 2nd place in M6. But of course, the opponents for Onic Esports today is going to be Aurora, a team that has struggled to find their footing since M6 up till now, and it has still been a lingering issue. Edward, Demon Kite, Yue, Renegade, and Domain Kite as well. We've seen a couple of interviews with the coaching staff, Master the Basics, how he talked about the preparation, the mentality going into M6, how that has affected them after the loss against TLID in the Swiss round. Coming into this, I think a part of it is not just looking to appease, also kind of prove to themselves
do deserve to move forward, then they gotta play like they do. And if they can here today against Onic Esports, then the future is bright. The lights might still be shining. There should be a little bit more hope if they can go through Onic.
I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news right here, but as a sixth place standings, as 0-2 loss all across the board, and Onic ID being the third team they're playing today, they need a 2-0 win to have some sort of chance, because the next two games that they're playing is Team Falcons Philippines and EVO's Holy. It's going to be a tall order for Falcons Philippines, their hometown compatriots, but you know, it's still a very, very tough game for this one. They really, really need this win coming in.
Historically, they beat Falcons already.
Yeah.
That's how they qualified for M6. As for EVO's Holy, I was just about to get to it. These members of Aurora, they are all veterans. All of them have tasted international events. So
One M3 champion as well.
Yeah, one way or another, they've bumped into the baby alien. One way or another, they've bumped into Fluffy. So, you know, that's what's so weird. That's what is, you know, confusing and bothering a lot of fans of Aurora and just Filipino MLBB fans in general is, what's going on?
Yeah, you think you talked a little bit about their it's not about their drafts. They have good hero picks. They pick heroes for the right situations, for the
Partly.
right things. But what do you think is the problem right here? Is it a chemistry thing, or?
I think it's the meta. It's less about the specific picks, although sometimes it is. Not a fan of the Julian. I think it's more of the meta, and here's the thing.
The adjustment to it?
Not just the meta like that you can see. Not just the meta that, oh, look at this hero here, look at the item build here. It's more of just how they react.
Yeah, I think we kind of established this at the start of today's show as well, right? Like very linear, the adaptability kind of feels like it's lacking. Even when you look at this head-to-head, just to give context, right? Aurora play a lot more games than Onic Esports. I think they play at least 10 more games. So the fact that the stats are this close does tell you a very compelling story of how Aurora has been, at least in the group stage, right? You add on the 4 games on top of what they've shown us during the challenge stage, it feels so different, because I think a lot of us counted Aurora out from challenge stage just based off of M6, and then they defied that expectations. But right now, it feels like we've gone back to square one.
Which is what hurts even more, right? During the challenge season, they could have qualified as top of group, but they had to drop down to LCQs and clawed their way through there, which was also a few moment. Now that they're here again, it's another kind of moment. It's the same situation as the other group, right? You have BTR, who just scored their first sweep earlier today. Can Aurora get on that train now? Like, it's not impossible, now that you mentioned it.
It's not impossible.
After Onic Esports, they're facing off against EVO's Holy. They're also facing off against Team Falcons PH. I think this is the start of their momentum, if ever they were to do it.
Hey man, it's a new day. It's a new day. It's a new fight. It's a new battle. And I think this time around, if either team wins, it would show our predictions on the board as well, because you guys chose Aurora as one of the top 3 teams in Group B. Right now at the bottom of the tables, man.
Yeah, to be fair, like I had hope. Right? I have hope, and I think I still do, just based off statistics alone. But let's talk about the junglers, right? The Sky Prince and the Smiling Demon, Kyrie and Demon Kite, head-to-head, especially both of them big Suyo players. You look at the numbers itself, actually Demon Kite is not doing too shabby, right? You can match up against Kyrie. The main thing, I think, is the support system around them. Onic Esports got it a lot more locked down so far.
Yeah, I do want to point out that this doesn't really tell the whole story that happens within the game. Because I was talking to Leo yesterday, and we were just bantering about, like, you know, Kyrie is a utility kind of jungle. You play the Suyo, yes, but your main focus is just taking on the turrets, taking on the objectives, come in at the right time, take out the sweeps. That's why you don't really need to participate in a lot of these team fights or the kill participations. It's more of like Kyrie understands the job that he needs to do. Whereas for Demon Kite, from what we're analyzing, what we see so far, he is very gung-ho. He's a one-man army. When he sees an opportunity, he wants to go in. And sometimes it's a little bit too deep. What do you think?
Yeah, no, it's that the Sky King Kyrie is capable of playing utility. His breadth of experience, his mechanics, his instincts allow for him to switch between, all right, I'm going to kill dudes and then allow my team to snowball, or I have to back it up, start attacking turrets, start attacking the waves, start attacking the jungle camps, because that's what my team needs me to do. I think these two players are the perfect example of that kind of player. It's just that Demon Kite isn't able to step on the clutch in time enough before the opponent gets to punish that, because of, again, just overall the team. And I mean this in the most objective ways, all right? Just don't have a solid grip on the meta. It's the same M6 situation.
That's right.
They barely got through it in the challenge season, but now it's a different story. There's no LCQ here. You either qualify or you don't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to throw a bone now, right? It's just to see if this kind of leads us to where we want to be. When we talk about the junglers, Kyrie, Demon Kite, is it fair to also kind of insert the roamer into the picture, right? Keyboy alongside Kyrie, and then you have Renegade and Demon Kite, because it feels like when we talk about the archetype and how they want to approach the game, the roamers sort of feel the same as well, but so far it seems like the Keyboy Kyrie does slightly better, a bit more consistent than what we've seen from Renegade and Demon Kite.
Oh, yeah, let's interject for this one. I don't think it's a roamer's job, or roamers need to step up. Yes, they really need to be the shot callers, be the main playmakers of the team, but it's the EXP laners, Edward and Lutpi. They really need to step up. Lutpi has been playing the Arlot a lot. Edward, as we remember him, who was a Paquito king, who was just using a lot of high damage, high mobility heroes, but that's not what the meta calls for. And building up on your point, yes, it is a meta shift and meta adjustments, adaptability issue, but it's not for the roams, it's not for the jungles, but it's for the EXP. Because not only are you a tank, you're clearing waves so slow, but you also need to be roaming around the map. You need to be fast. And that's, I think, one of the biggest downfall of a lot of the teams that are struggling to reach the top.
To actually address the question, you're right. Renegade is the biggest coin flip in all of MPL Philippines, in my opinion, which is big rewards or amazing losses. I understand now from the point of view of the average internet MLBB fan why they blame Renegade for the many losses of Auroras, because sometimes he's just too aggressive and sometimes he doesn't know how to play from behind. On the other hand, Keyboy has big payoff, but sometimes he just feels like a blunt object, like you're trying to open a coconut with a spoon. We saw that with his Jawhead. We saw that even with the likes of his Khalid sometimes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe that is why even with a rebuilt roster, Keyboy alongside Onic Esports looks stable, all the while Aurora's floundering. It looks like you just have no one to blame but Renegade.
Yeah, and it's pretty, with all said and done, we're still leaning towards Aurora, right?
Why did you say Aurora?
I need to hear it from you.
It's a lot of hopium, and I want, as much as I voted Onic ID, I really want Aurora to show up this time around. And having 2 losses yesterday, I think today is their wake-up call, and I really hope that this 2-0 prediction would actually come true for them. It's more of a, I'm rooting for the team itself rather than the whole, power rankings, jazz thing, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I can respect that.
Jazz.
I definitely can respect that, right? If you get 9 points in groups, they're guaranteed playoffs, and they have the chance to go 9 points. They can. They gotta start from here. As the teams, they were kind of in the draft already, but just to give everyone a bit of a picture, right? Aurora is going to be on the blue side. We've got Onic Esports on red. We did establish that Onic Esports is one of the few teams that likes the Harif, and they do get their hands on the Harif alongside the Hylos. You get Suyo, Moscow, Padang for Aurora. Third pick for Onic would be the Hayabusa for Kyrie.
All right, I'd like to see you try to play Hayabusa utility Kyrie. So this just means they want to go start killing people. They want to win fights, and they want to snowball, and they want to do it through Kyrie's mechanics. If anybody remembers, if you were there, you were there. Tennis Indoor Senayan, late 2022.
Everyone remembers it, Leo.
Early
remembers
2023. Kyrie on the Hayabusa, taking down the one and only Benny Curie. That was a thing of beauty.
Yeah. And who can forget the weave, the bob that he did with his Hayabusa. But for now, I think the head-to-head statistics actually show there's a lot of contest for the Suyo. Kyrie needs it. Demon Kite wants it. So Aurora getting first pick, we'll take that off the table. There's a lot of prioritization going over the side of Moscow as well. A lot of teams need to want to contest for this Moscow just because of the way it shapes and it shifts the playstyle around it. Moscow just continually farming along the long lanes, making sure that lane priority is set before tackling major objectives, and I think Aurora wants to try their hand around this one.
Going into the second phase, you see the Hildeban by Onic Esports. This does mean Edward doesn't have a hero just yet. I am of the belief that this is a roam badang. I think that's what they want to do here. It's like, all right, Renegade, if you want to be aggressive, you want to be the hitman, all right, you hit the right target. Let's go from there. Like that is the clean angle. That is the honest approach for Aurora, which again, for any struggling team, I don't want you to be flashy. I don't want you to be, too bedazzling of your strategy. Like, don't go from A to X to J to H to B, you know what I mean? Like, just go A to B, man, just straight up.
It's like the same approach that we have for Flash Singapore. Like,
Correct.
Just stick to the basics, right? Stick to what's comfortable, what you're good at. We're seeing that Hilda Ben come out from Onic. You don't want any disruption in the jungle, which sort of leads me to think that is there a possibility that we see that Edward Edith down the road for this game?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. Especially since you can really ruin that high loss, make him regret even dropping that glorious pathway. It's possible. So they are attacking Edward, but I don't know if they're ready for the Edith, because Edith really isn't in the meta right now. Edith is like a B+ hero at best, or like an A if it's Edward.
Or
A plus if it's Kirk.
Badang could actually go into the XP hand.
That's
XP
true,
lanes,
yeah.
the hands of Edward.
There's still a show out there.
Renegade could actually pull out maybe even a Kai. This is a tall order, but it matches very well with what Badang likes to do.
Or the
Build a
Cho.
wall, going with a heavy spin. That's an infinite stun right there. And that's another narrative that we can bring up as well is Kyrie and Edward, they were really good friends. They came from Blacklist ways away when Kyrie wasn't Kyrie yet.
That
It was
It
Falkland.
was Falkland. We do have the Cho ban from Aurora, take that away from Keyboy. Of course, the flex is now revealed. Phobius in that XP lane, and then we get Keyboy on the high lows. With that being said, now Aurora needs to reveal where this Badang goes, right? The Renegade Tigro is still open, right? That has always been one of the few heroes that the Hitman himself likes to go for, and that's also kind of has led us to the whole coin flipping moment that we've seen plenty of times talked about on the internet. Is this one of the spots for him?
I'd like to think so, yeah. But here's the thing. You're shooting this shot blind. You don't know who the mid laner is. You don't know if it's worth it to jump in or if it can be undone immediately. So what's left out there in the mid is the Vixana, the Aurora.
Valentina still there.
Valentina still, so yeah, you could be throwing that implosion into something you regret.
Yeah.
There's the Edith!
So that's the Edith.
Good read. Solid A-tier pick, if you ask me, in the hands of Mr. Consistent, and as well the Vixana in US hands. Still one of the more consistent players in Aurora.
And then the Farsa getting picked up right here, a good call just because you need to have a little bit more space for Xavera to do his thing. But in this time around, I think for Aurora, they do have a very solid lineup. They have 3 signature heroes for themselves, the Badang, the Suyo, and the Moskov. I think for Onic, though, dealing with the Hayabusa, dealing with the Phobius as well is going to be a little bit tougher. Because who are you going to aim? There's not a lot of fancy open targets. We'll see. We'll see how, Kyrie handles the utility on this
I mean, there's also the range advantage for Onic, right? We'll see how this plays out because game 1 between Aurora and Onic Esports is going to kick off. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys, Churros and Leo.
First game in a best of 3. Once again, the hopes of Aurora to make it through to the playoffs on the line as Onic Esports just started to get their flow going from yesterday's bouts. Here we go. Game number 1, Onic Esports and Aurora Gaming. One more look at the draft as we land into our battlefield. This Hayabusa, I like that it has a clear target, right? You want to find Dominkai, you want to find Yue. But what if you get caught by Edward or Renegade? That's the question here for Kairi.
There is a smaller adjustments in terms of the rotations, especially coming in from Onic Esports, which was that Leapy actually goes towards that mid side, try to delay and deny Aurora from coming in, because understanding how Filipino teams like to play in the early game, but using the Badang, enters the jungle and try to make a very big annoyance within their home. So for this time around, Onic having that high rotation in the early game, especially with the Farsa, would be of very big importance.
You know what? I'm a little uneasy. Looking at the map, it seems like Demon Kite is behind. Oh, what?
First blood going over Sands. Good read, good stun up.
It's not even the Demon Kite problem. It was actually mid. Oh. Renegade couldn't move. That was just a clear law and order by Keyboy. As I was saying, Demon Kite is behind like 5 seconds on the farm, right? And this just exacerbates the problem. They lost First Blood. They lost Little Wanderer. And now they're clearly behind.
And speaking about adjustment to the meta, Renegade getting in a spot of bother. Kyrie, quad shadow onto Renegade with a shadow kill as well. Flickers in the nick of time, barely escaping death, but that is a sneaky, sneaky situation right there. Renegade should have used the skill 1 just to check the bushes.
It's at the point of, like, good, better, worse. The fact is he survived, all right? He lived, and he had to use his flicker to do that.
But he lived.
So right now, it's at least to the point where they can still fight for Turtle. Yue needs to hit level 4 for this to matter for them. Renegade catches 1 though.
Yep. Pulls in. Air Strike trying to zone everyone out of the way. Lucky trying to push everyone, force everyone back. By enough time for Kyrie to come back in. Luffy's deep in enemy territory right now. Turtle gets a reset. Now, Renegade trying to go straight in to the mix. Gets messed up. Kyrie picks up that kill. The rest running off for the hills. But Aurora finds one, takes down another. They're going for Keyboy next. Demon Kite in the mix of it.
Here we go!
Demon Kite! Domain Kite, if I should say, sneaks in from nowhere.
And out of nowhere, Aurora suddenly on top. Demon Kite living on the edge here, just barely alive. Hits that turtle just right to score a big one. By the way, the first turtle of the game. All right, you know what? It looked very messy, but I'll tell you now, that's exactly what Aurora needed. Maybe they were just conditioning Onic Esports. They were saying, oh, look, we're playing very dangerous. Come punish us.
Yeah.
And then suddenly here comes the next standard with the SOD of a lifetime.
Actually, I love how patient Aurora was. Onic Esports utilized all their resources. Hold on a second right here. Blocked by the wall. Keyboy, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
Keyboy!
The Federal airstrike does not matter as 4 members come huddled up, taking Keyboy down again.
Could have been disastrous because he is waiting for his Revitalize to come off a cooldown. He did drop the Glorious Pathway. If only there was better follow-through. If those cooldowns were off, then yeah, it was Aurora getting punished. But right now, they're happy with what they got.
Ooh.
Hitman finds one. Look at the back.
Renegade ramping up the tempo right now, but it's a little bit too deep to take on Severo. They touch and they go.
All right, looking at the damage leaderboards, clearly Sans with Gila damage on the board right now, 11,000. Weirdly enough, it's Edward who's up next to him, so I guess that was a perfect. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
What was that flicker? Their airstrike just to push everyone back. Domain Kite taking a little bit too much damage, but Yue, was that a misclick or something?
I would rather think it was a preemptive offensive flicker.
Yeah, I saw the quad shadows. I think there was a shadow landed or latched onto him, but like it was a little bit too premature on that one. But no matter, we're moving on to this one as 20 seconds till the next turtle spawns up.
That's right. Look at this, the pressure that Aurora is applying onto Savero. And they're playing this safe. They know that they can get punished really bad. So they are still staying to their side of the map. About a quarter of a minute before the turtle spawns, they know that the shadows are off. And they know that Sans has a feathered airstrike off of cooldown. They find one.
That's a nice flip by Edward. Keyboy keeps himself safe with the Revitalize. Able to heal up to full. But on the top side, though, they're setting their sides up on Severo, able to use the Xavier Force to get out safe as the turtle getting pulled out of his cave.
All right, huge battle spell, huge ult off of the board for Onic Esports. Aurora might take note of that. Now Turtle down to half health.
Oh, Glorious Pathway already laid down, but on the backside though, Edward's all alone. Keyboy, Lippy as well, taking a little bit too much damage. They prioritize that backside, but Tyree underneath the den takes down that turtle. It's a lost cause for Onic though. Lose 2, take the turtle.
Okay, you know what? In hindsight, the reason why Domin Kite wasn't part of that fight was he was pushing bottom. So if you're trading turtle for turret, I'll take that. Bonus 2 kills. Aurora off to a great start.
Oh yeah, he lost the turret as well on that bottom side. So Onic Esports not off to a good start. 7-2, 2,000 gold behind. But on top side though, Severo dancing, bobbing, weaving, able to keep himself alive for the backup to come through. Sans will hold on to that better airstrike for now.
All right, so great attempt here by Keyboy, wanting to punish how deep Domin Kite was. And look at this 1v1 anime fight!
Oh my gosh, the shadow kill, little bit too late, but Demon Kite able to make it out safe. What a fight.
Nice try, Kyrie. Same with you, JC.
Oh! SOD lands. Kyrie doesn't have a quad shadow, unable to escape the wrath. That is Domain Kite from all the way across the map.
MOBB is not a 1v1 game. It's a team game, and he didn't know that there was another kite waiting miles away.
Getting confused by the names as well, but Sans
though
able to push him out, but dashes out of the way. Domain Kite is safe for now, but Renegade, the rest of Aurora trying to push out of the way. They're setting sights up for T1 down mid side. Renegade on the backside, pops his flicker as well. 2 on the fist crack. Keyboy making it out safe, but not for long. Domain Kite takes him out. Domain Kite caught in the mix. Lippy next to fall. He will be taken out by Domain Kite. The shadow kill. Kyrie's alone, but he will use the shadows out to get out to safety.
Oh, wow, close call. Kyrie, always a threat. Never mind what happened between him and Domin Kite down bottom. He is always a threat. Could have really cleaned up Aurora, but it's this gold lead that Aurora has and how clean Domin Kite has been playing. 4-0-1. He's close to his Trinity. All right, just one more item away, and he's nigh unstoppable, especially with this early game lead, about 3,000 gold.
Very risky play by Aurora just now underneath the turret, but they lost no one. They took down 2 in the process, so a very, very good W for Aurora. Now the turtle getting pulled out by Severo. We're going to start things off.
All right, they are a turtle apiece. It's anybody's game here. Looking for one. The catch,
Oh,
Renegade,
no catch.
compromised.
No follow-up right now, but Lutfi's trying to push everyone back. Renegade stops the Federal airstrike from harming their friends, but here comes Domenkite, just free hitting from that back line. No one's tackling him, but on that backside though, it's Havoc in the Land of Dawn underneath the turtle pit. UA's next to fall. Domenkite tries to save his friends. Gets that body block, but the flicker takes him out. No, UA!
UA with just 1 HP, and Domenkite spaced out. He could not get free hits, but just the same, it stops Onic Esports from marching on forward. So it's a turtle denied, plus a winning trade, a roamer for an XP laner. That's a good trade. That's a trade up for Aurora.
But to Onyx's credit though, they waited till Renegade lost the second skill, the wall falls, and all hell breaks loose. But now, they waited a little bit too long around the dance, but Keyboy getting caught down as well. Fistcrack already pushed up, getting knocked up by the onward as well. Got an airstrike trying to zone everyone out of the way. That's what deconnects, and here comes Domenkite trying to free hit, but getting pushed back by that Fred airstrike. It's a touch and a go. Renegade falls, and Onic, they're all still happy and healthy. Kyrie's nowhere to be seen though.
All right, do they know? All right, now they see Kyrie has rotated up top. This gives Aurora a green light. Quad shadows are scarce. Lutfi and Sans in vision. Lord now approaching a third of its health.
Oh, they're gonna blitz this though. They're gonna take it out. Demon Kite, they take that Lord, and they get away. And Onic Esports a little bit too late on Kyrie there. And as we say, Kyrie was doing utility job, trying to take down that turret, trying to maintain that long wave. But is it enough though? He was a little bit late to that turtle after that unfaithful kill by Keyboy.
That's what you do when you're behind, right? You can't win fights. You can't clean up fights. The damage on Sans isn't as reliable as it used to be. So that's what you do. Kyrie always a step ahead of what possibly Aurora could put on the table. Now looking at it, Aurora, again, this is where they're strong. It's what they're good at, the fundamentals. They know that they need to sink the waves to really put permanent damage on Onyx's side of the map.
Saving grace though, Onic has decent wave clear. You got the Farsa right there. You've got the Harith. But on the top side though, Domenkite! That is a big, big find by Onic Esports. They're ramping up the tempo and pushing on the gas. They need more. They're settling on that Lord first. Take it patient, take it slow. We'll go for the next big one.
And they put it on the right hero too. Kyrie needed that coin. Kyrie needed the money. And he killed Domenkite for it. That's 4 kills worth of a gold bounty. That should shrink the lead down to about 4,000.
Coming in to this mid to late game though, they found Keyboy getting trapped underneath that wall. Fistcrack will stun him out, but Lutfi is there for backup. Nope. Further commitment by Aurora, but this is a very, very smart move by Aurora, finding one and try to take that roamer down before he can do massive, massive setups in that late game.
Oh yeah, that's one of their main strengths is their CC, besides the Eternal Guard, are all single catch, and they do catch
Renegade,
one!
catch and blocks over, but Severo just free hitting from that Zaman Force on the back line though. It's all collapsing down. Everywhere, you're able to get that out safe. But on the esports, they don't want to lose any more, as Aurora losing Renegade for this one won't hurt them too much.
It's a blessing and a curse, being Badang in a tight space like that. You catch the perfect target, it's over. They're dead. But you get caught, and you're not ready with your flicker, and the rest of your team is behind you. You get compromised. You'd rather say, you know what, I'm dead, guys. Let's just get the next one. Go next, GG. But that leads to Aurora's gold lead shrinking once again. These pickoffs on a Badang, he's not like he's that kind of roamer that you can just keep dying, keep throwing yourself at your opponents. No, he's actually a contributing member. So you have to treat him as like a tertiary or secondary core. Looking at his item build right now, he does have the Thunder Belt. He does have the Oracle on his way to a Dominance Ice. So Aurora, they can't let that happen again. They can't keep giving these free pickoffs, especially if it'll lead to another shutdown on Demon Kite, dare I say, or even Edward. There's a lot of bounty on Edward, ladies and gentlemen. 4-0 and 5.
Renegade is 0-5-5 right now, but I think Aurora is unable to match the aggression that Demon Kite or Renegade actually wants to bring to the table. Now, 12-minute mark, the enhanced Lord has spawned up. Gold slowly seeping towards Aurora. They still have the upper hand, 4,000 gold lead.
Oh.
They're taking it slow. They're dancing around.
Look at this. The bottom lane managed by Domenkite. Kyrie has no choice. He's the most mobile member of his squad, so he can be the one to take care of that long lane. And that's Renegade getting caught here by the Curse of Crows. Lord approaching half health. Where's the engagement coming from? Edward
They're not gonna
threading
start things
onward, and oh, there it is.
There's it. Red carpet getting laid out. Here's Kyrie trying to do something, anything at all. Renegade falls down, but Demon Kite managed to secure that Lord. Onic Esports, they got what they came for. SOD lands, but I don't think Domenkite wants to go for it. They're just going for the T3 up top.
Ooh, what a feint. He lets go just as quickly. Even before Kyrie has a thought for him.
Gets a sandwich though, Domenkite as well. They're trying to find him, trying to save Loopy as much as they can. They only lose Renegade, but Onic Esports, they're safe for now. They do have decent wave players. The Lord marching on the top side.
Kyrie secures that orange on the way out. Fade away. Buff take. And now Sans just holding on to that tier 2 in mid, but Domenkite ain't having any of it. Here comes the Lord.
It's a desperate fair airstrike trying to keep everyone at bay, but the crash comes in on the top side. Severo pops that Aiming Force a little bit early, try to get rid of that Lord as fast as he can. No one falls as of now. Aurora is desperately waiting for Renegade to come up, trying to make a play. They still got the enhanced minions coming in.
All right, Aurora can taste victory. They can smell that base falling down. They just have to take it slow, take it easy, step by step. 2 minutes before another Lord spawns. I'm thinking that's what Aurora's playing to. Onic Esports, what do? I'd say, what's Lootpi at right now? Lootpi is 2 items deep. Okay, get a little bit more chunky on Lootpi. Find a way to punish Domenkite, because they've done it before, right? They're able to make sure Domenkite don't get his free hits. And if you can, take out Renegade quickly, because you know that you can. You know that the Hitman will put himself in harm's way to set up a good fight for their opponents, for his team, and their opponents should take advantage. So blast them. Get some kills on Kyrie.
I think Aurora has this draft where they're pretty decent on 4 members, able to send Domenkite over to the long lane, try to clear that as much as they can. They can try to survive just for a little bit more before SOD ever comes in, but Onic Esports, though, they have to fight as 5, and this is their downfall. Who's going to settle that long lane? Who's going to be together as a team? They don't have enough damage with just Sans alone. It's not too late yet.
You know what? Looking at the items, currently Edward just has a stardom site. He just built it. So, again, there are 3 cores now from Aurora. Maybe even 4 if you're counting Yue, who, by the way, will slowly build Kit. It's going to be difficult for Onic Esports to just send Lootpi or even Keyboy, because at some point, you know, Keyboy just won't die. But with the items that Aurora are amassing, with this 6.5 gold lead, it should be a good Lord for them coming up in half a minute.
You know, your 6,000 go down. It's 15 minutes, still not the 18-minute Evolve Lord yet. But hold on a second. The wrapper onto Yue, force that flicker out of the way, and Yue gets taken out of the game for now. Severo tries to desperately dance around. They take down 2. It's Odyssey Esports win of opportunity right now. The Primal Wrap, enough. Severo gets taken out. No more damage delivered for the side of Onic Esports. It's Keyboy running for the hills. But will they do it though? Downward, the damage has come through. Lutfi tries to wrap her up on the side.
Kyrie coming in with the dashes and the slashes, and their Sans
able to just wait out just a little bit more. Domenkite is just 1 hit away from death, but manages to get out safe. On Esports, they need to retreat. The wave's been pushing in a little bit too much.
It went from a catastrophe to a disaster to a trade that, you know, you'd say was good enough for what you got. I don't know why Yue got caught that way or how fast it happened, but that was the downfall of Aurora. That's what cut their lead in half. And suddenly, the Lord ain't there to begin with. This is the aftermath of that engagement.
It was a pathing mistake. He walked into the bush without seeing, but the damage from Domenkite was just too much for Severo to handle. That's his first death of the entire game. The first death that caused the downfall, the major downfall for this setup for that Lord.
Yeah, but Domenkite didn't die, and I think that's key because you needed someone to clean up and you needed someone to make the most out of Edward's disgusting damage. I think Abunjingjing, Mr. Consistent, was key to that moment. His experience, his veterancy coming through. Now the Lord fight.
Here's the red carpet. Loopy taking a little bit too much damage, dancing around, able to get burned up, but he's living on a pixel. Edwards leading the charge with the onward.
Domenkite.
With the Lord, though. Oh, Yue gets taken out by Kyrie, but it's
Domenkite!
not enough. Domenkite actually gets it, but on the top side, there's Domenkite is the one we wanted to Sans. Here comes the cavalry. They're trying to save whatever situations that's left.
Kyrie does not have the shadow kill. Oh, still though, Onic Esports happy with what they got. 2 free kills. Yue once again and Renegade. All right, it's getting messy.
They got
for
that Lord.
Aurora.
Damage down. Don't make that sound. There's an opportunity though, but the Lord marching in. I don't think Onic Esports is able to do much with this. Crucial kill though.
It's falling apart. They do get the Lord, yes, but at what cost? The bottom lane is coming in, sure, crashing, but Aurora ain't gonna make the most of this. It's an enhanced Lord, so it's just gonna take time. But if anything, it's gold to Onyx pockets.
Yeah, just like that, the 6,000 gold lead just diminished. Right now, even Steven's 13 to 13 kills. It's Onic Esports looking to try to come back on this one. It's late game for them, and Severo's looking hungry.
Severo's looking hungry. San's looking buff as hell. The damage is disgusting.
Brother's been working out, what can I say?
And he never skipped leg day. He's always mobile. He's always in the right place at the right time. When was the last time Sans died? Look at that death. It's
been a long time ago.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Kids don't remember when Sans died last.
Okay. Fair airstrike, try to push everyone back, but what's Renegade's play right now? What's the play? Wait for the next Lord. Keyboy.
Catch anyone but Keyboy. Catch anyone but Lutpi. Like, he catches one of the cores, one of the softies, then his flicker, his combo, his death would be worth it. That's what the Hitman is thinking right now. One more contract, one more win.
And in one point of time, though, if it's a one-on-one situation, would be between Kyrie and Domenkite on the long lane. But if it comes down to this, who will win the fights?
Nobody wants to see that happen. Like, both teams don't want that to happen.
You're losing both 2 cores.
Yeah, because if that's the case, you're giving up this Lord in 45. If that's the case, you're denying Domenkite his passive, one of the main damage sources for Aurora. So you don't want them to go one-on-one.
The top side, though, pushing really deep in as the Lord going to spawn up in the next 30. Onic has to respond onto this one. They're setting their sights up on this purple buff, but Aurora knows it's just a bait, and they want them to come in.
Yeah, there's the Glorious Pathway set in, and a free purple, a drive-by.
Domenkite actually got it.
He did, yeah. He didn't even need the retry, because they're holding on to the retry for the Lord in 10.
Lord, 10 seconds in, Battlefield's looking grim.
Battlefield's looking blue is what it is. Aurora somehow have found a way to regain control of the map, because say what you will about Kyrie and his control of the long lane, how well he reads the map and how much he knows that, all right, I'm 90% utility. I'll only really be killing people when the time is right. It's Aurora's just fundamentally this line of work. And oh, here we go, the blind Glorious Pathway, the catch.
Good Terrify. Edwards caught in the middle. He's got a lot of rage though. And Renegade right on the back line. Gets away. Renegade with a big pull. A big pull, but Domenkite loses his life as Kyrie takes down the back line. No much damage dealing for Aurora.
That was a trade that no sane team engaging into a fight would want. You lose your gold laner, and you get nothing out of it. The free pickoff, Kyrie here coming in with Severo and Keyboy. Suddenly Aurora are thinking twice. Oh, but look at Domenkite, and the Glorious Pathway set in.
Gonna stun up on Edward. Renegade trying to make a play. He's got main character energy right now. He wants to do something. This strike will not be enough as Kyrie takes down that Lord. They're looking for Edward. He won't be able to run out of this one. It's the onward Earth Shatter combo. It's Severo takes down a double. They're looking for more. They're trying to ramp up that tempo, but there's a fat wave into their face, moving up on the top side though.
It seems like it's map-wide miscommunication for Aurora. Domenkite spent a good 10 seconds going, I'm gonna split push, no I'm not. I'm gonna take the Lord, no I'm not. And then he just comes back to the scene only to go back home, witnessing what happened to his boys Renegade and Edward. This is one more defense that I don't know if Aurora can survive. This is an evolved Lord, man. This is a hurt that hurts. This is a Lord that hurts.
Renegade, Edward down. 10 seconds. Domenkite! The window's open. All the King's horses and all the King's men from Onic Esports. They're crashing in. No Domenkite for 50 seconds. Can they do it here?
And no ult on you, and the Lord still stands.
They're going for the base. They've got the Lord. They've got the Menace. They've got some Pharaoh's damage. And they're going for it, though. Down low, Onic Esports. They're fighting in.
Whoa!
Kyrie San's only left. But Aurora manages somehow they survive. But Kyrie comes in just in the nick of time. It's a one-on-one, though.
Domin Kite and Kyrie, a one-on-one like no other. It's Demon Kite, the smiling demon says, not now, not here. Don't go into the light. Not peacefully. You go with a fight, and Kyrie just has to wait.
He's gonna
Kyrie's
anti-Curas. It's 10 seconds to Domain Kai
Can
coming
he?
up online.
Can he?
Can he do it here?
Clear the waves,
He's going
clear
in
the
back.
waves.
Shadow kill to the backside. He's going in.
The stun,
No,
it's
no, no,
over.
Retribution onto
The
the
waves.
team. Oh! The minions cleared it out.
Kyrie knew what he needed to do. Kyrie understood the assignment, and there's only so much a lone demon could do to fend off the Sky Kings. Husky, how you feeling? Did you see that?
I cannot believe it.
I wanted to look away. I'm telling you, I wanted to look away.
I cannot believe what I just saw.
Unbelievable recovery for Onic Esports. First of all, Domain Kai probably played the game of his life, the game of the tournament for this tournament.
For a good 15 minutes.
For the
For a good
first,
15
for a
minutes,
good
yeah.
part of the game, and it just came down to that one fight, and who can blame him, right? In the heat of the moment, Leo, you were talking about Renegade, Hitman, right? Agent Renegade, one last contract, gets a flicker combo onto 3 cores. Domain Kai lands a SOD, gets stunned as he ported in. That was the downfall for Aurora. Split-second decisions. Onic somehow made it happen, and it came down to the head-to-head matchup between the Sky King and the Smiling Demon. Demon Kai, perfect game, and still was not able to keep Aurora in it.
Oh dang, he hasn't died once. And there were so many skirmishes down the mid side as well, down the river. But I have to say though, Sans is sort of like the unspoken true MVP of this match personally, because every single time that Feather Airstrike lands, the target was Domain Kite. Once he sees him, Feather Airstrike twice and pray that someone else from Onic takes him out, and that crucial final kill onto Domain Kite was what was needed to seal the deal.
He's a game changer. Just whatever he decides to do, wherever he places himself, is impactful. Whether or not he is the MVP is not a case of should he be, because I think the rest of his team will say, yeah, no, thanks Sans for being the consistent part of our comeback. Aurora though, like, you look at their individual stats, right? You look at Renegade, 0, 10, and 8, like that doesn't tell you the whole story. He was locked in. He was doing the job that his team needed him to do. It's just that, this is just my theory, right? One of them or two of them at any given time isn't as locked in as the rest. There always seems to be like just one more member, like one play or one rotation that one of them would be lagging like 2 seconds behind, whether it be through comms, whether it be through actual mechanics, and then that's where Onic slips through. That's where Onic forces them to make mistakes and punishes.
Yeah, I want to talk about Renegade just for a little bit, especially as Badang. I know he's been 0-10 on this one. He's throwing his bodies. Yes, he made very, very crucial plays, very pivotal, game-changing plays, but at the end of the day, it is still a win for Onic. And what do you think of Renegade's gameplay, and how can he adapt to what Aurora needs to do going into game number 2?
I think it's fine. You know what? Like, you can't blame just one man.
Right.
What happened here today is not the fault of a single soldier.
But then Renegade is going a little bit aggressive. He's super, super high tempo, especially starting off from the early game. The rest of the team has trouble catching up with that tempo, and that's what I see in the start and in the late game.
On the contrary, it's his aggression that allowed Domin Kite and Edward to put themselves in this situation. Even Demon Kite didn't die, right?
Yeah.
So it's a matter of the rest of them following through. In my opinion, if Renegade slowed down, this would have ended much sooner in Onic Esports' favor.
Yeah, I do agree. Like you look at how Onic Esports were approaching this game, right? Like for example, Keyboard, he sees you, he drops the red carpet, and it's just go time. And a lot of times, it was Renegade that's taking space in the bushes. He's the one that sort of wants to do that. Edward, at one point, he committed to a Starlin sight, and then his endgame item, he even has the Feather of Heaven. They were committed in finishing the fight as fast as possible. But I think one of the turning points was when I noticed Sans pick up that Holy Crystal. That's where I went, we have a big problem, right? If you're Aurora, you have a big problem to deal with. Winds of Nature is on Domain Kite, but that's not what's gonna keep him alive because the people killing him isn't Kyrie. It's Savero, it's Sans, Kyrie is just the mop-up crew, and I think at the end of the day, it's just like Leo said, at any given point of time, someone was lagging 1-2 seconds behind, and it's compounding interest, right? Like you play the best game of your life, but one big mistake in the 20-minute mark is gonna end it.
And even the most consistent member of Aurora, Yue or arguably Edward, sometimes there were moments where like, why weren't you there when we needed you? Why did you walk into that bush with no checks?
Like this one, right? Like Yue was just taking aggro from turret, then he went down.
But honestly, this one was very early in the game. It was a bit of a risky play underneath the T1, but right at that point, I think Aurora was way ahead on esports, and they were able to do this. But the further airstrike coming in from Sans was a little bit too much. Domain Kite really has to calculate his moves. Whenever he steps or wherever he steps, it's going to be a tricky situation because Sans is always there ready to burst him down.
Yeah, see, this is one of those team fights that they lost, then won, and then lost again.
Yeah.
It was because, again, not everyone was on the same page at the right time. See, look, Demon Kite gets compromised.
Yeah.
He dies here.
We keep forgetting about Kyrie. I think that's one of the problems.
Never forget about Kyrie, man.
Never forget about Kyrie.
Never the Sky King. He's the MVP because at every single point, like every second of this 23-minute game, he was locked in.
This play right here. No Demon Kite ready. Everyone's down low. Renegade goes in, loses that lore, loses the life of 3 other members, and Demon Kite left all alone. I think that was a huge mistake that Aurora has to pay for.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they were able to stall it out, right? They stalled it out until the very end, and then you look at like a couple of itemizations. We could have, argue a bit about Winds of Nature, the lack of Malefic Gun for the extra range that keep Domain Kai safe. Either way, I think again, Onic Esports, Kyrie completely locked in this entire game. It's not like he had the easiest game, right? Domain Kai was sniping him from 10 miles away. He was finding him with SODs when he least expected. But overall, as a performance, first of all, credits to Aurora. Look way better than yesterday.
Yes, sir.
They just need a bit of that finishing touches.
But the improvement that we're asking of him, right? To be locked in more, to be more in sync, to have the synergy that you guys once had when you took the M6 World Champions to the limit. Isn't that harder to do than to like just fix your draft? Isn't that harder to just like, oh, we should have banned this and then done this, I should have built this item? Isn't it much harder to go like, how do I stay locked in, man?
Yeah, I mean, when they took down Team Falcons, Falcons AP ran at that point, it was quite a new era, right? People touted it as the super team. They beat Team Falcons, and then afterwards, almost won MPLPH.
Yeah, they were one game away with a majority of these heroes, not the Badang, but you know, like the Vexana in Yue, the Moskov on Domain Kite, like these heroes specifically.
Yeah. So this was like a callback to them at their prime, right? You can even say at their prime. They still have a chance to do that, but of course the 3-point possibility is out the window. Now they're looking at a possible 2, but only if they can win the next one and force it to a third. We'll go for a short break and return for Game 2 between Onic Esports and Aurora.
The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming and DHL.
Don't stop, gotta get it going. Keep it moving, won't stop. Rhythm overflowing. Don't stop, gotta get it going. Keep it moving, won't stop. Rhythm overflowing. Don't stop, don't stop. Don't
Let's get waved, let's get lit, let's get high, let's come have it. Let's get burst, let's get mash, let's buy a bottle and splash that cash. Guess what? It's time for action. You're feeling fine, main attraction. Pure vibes, not satisfaction. Feel the baseline, chemical reaction. Chemical reaction. Chemical reaction. Guess what? It's time for action. Come, let's have it. Bad boy rhythm. Come, let's have it. Bad girl style. Okay, all eyes on you. Come, let's have it. It's time to get wild. Come, let's have it. Bad boy rhythm. Come, let's have it. Bad girl style. Okay, all eyes on you. Come, let's have it. It's time to get wild. Main attraction. Pure vibes, not satisfaction. Feel the bass. Chemical reaction. You're feeling fine?
The second chance or another dig at Onic Esports. This one goes out to Aurora because they are now down 0-1 in this best of 3, and things are getting tougher and tougher. The SBS Challenge Finals Group Stage Season 6 for MLBB. Satsuki, Leo, and Churros. And right back at it, we gotta talk about the rising star Savero, latest addition to Onic Esports, previously competing with Onic Prodigy in MDLID. The question has always been, can he prove himself at this level of competitiveness? I think so far is a yes.
Even with their losses so far, yes.
Yeah, it's a yes from me. It has been very, very crucial, very, very pivotal. I would say matching up to the level that CW has brought to Onic Esports back in the days as well. Coming in a very brand new competition, competitive light. It's a very different kind of change from that. And another fun fact, I talked a little bit about this. Edward, Renegade, and Kyrie are hometown neighbors from Bataan, Philippines. How do you pronounce that?
Bataan.
But I was correct on the second one.
Yes.
Bataan.
They were all scouted in some way, shape, or form by Coach Bonchan, formerly of Blacklist International, and he has an eye for talent. He knows when a player will do well, and look at that, like these are all champions.
Yeah, MSC champions, M-Series champions.
My champion,
Yeah.
Renegade, you know.
Yeah, your champion,
It's
Renegade.
a hitman.
Even MPL champions of their respective regions, some, multiple streaks.
Award-winning recording artist,
That too.
social media mogul,
Absolutely.
fashion icon.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Fashion icon as well. So draft for game 2 on underway. You got Onic on the blue side, Aurora on red. Luoyi first pick for Sans.
Dear Lord, how did that come through? Well, they focused on the gold laner, so Granger and Harith are no more.
Moskov will be next.
They
as
could open up
well.
the Moskov. What do you do? Moskov Badang?
Yeah, that would be the ideal situation, but Onic might read into this, so give them the Moskov, give them Badang. We know how to counter it. We countered them in the previous
Suyo.
game.
Suyo something.
Yeah.
Suyo,
Yeah,
Suyo,
yeah.
highly contested as well.
Suyo
Suyo,
X.
Joy
Badang,
is still
Suyo.
there.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Joy's
As long as it's not
very
Julian,
well
right?
as
Then
well.
as long as you don't go down the Julian rabbit hole.
Yes.
Suyo?
Please. Suyo X indeed. What?
Man, his win
Are
rate
they
dropped below 50% after the previous game.
talking about? Ooh.
Valentina.
Okay.
That's pretty new.
Yeah, no, especially in this slot, no? Like, this
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
this is
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
early. This is so soon.
We've gone past that, more than a year ago.
It's
right?
been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Valentina's had her ups and downs.
They're sussing out the Farsa from Onic Esports. I think that's one of the reasons. So I think they might leave the Farsa open. They might leave the Aurora and the Vexana open.
No
Focus their
room.
fire onto Severo's heroes now.
Both teams
Oh,
have their
no.
mid laners.
Yeah, I mean, you're giving away like the third best goal lane options, right? After Granger and Harith.
What is it gonna be then?
Harith?
Harith? Beatrix? Iritel?
Beatrix, Iritel? Probably. Unless you go...
1-1?
Tougher.
What was it?
tougher.
Claude?
Claude? No, we haven't seen a Claude.
Yeah, we haven't seen a Claude, no.
It's
been a
tough
while.
on a lane to lane against a Moskov because of the early game damage that Claude brings to the table.
I mean, the wild card pick from MPLPH was the Clint, right? And that has fallen out. That hero has disappeared.
Is here and there the Clints.
Unless you want to go carry on this one, it has been picked one time before.
I mean, there is a high loss. You could think of it in that way.
That's right.
That's a Hilda, so maybe they want to go Hilda Jawhead again.
Clear the bushes, man. Just
Wow.
make sure they're not here.
I mean, if you're Onic, do you just hammer down on Domeng's hero pool right now?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Oh wait, but you just choose. Again, I would not be surprised if only one of them was the ban for Domeng, and then the other is just another attack on the roam. Shingeki no Roamer.
So
I feel
this
like
one,
a good game to ban a Tigro, right? Considering what...
Ban Integral, ban Badang.
Yeah.
Integral, Ben Badang, I think Phobius as well might be a prio ban as well.
For Aurora, yeah.
Yeah, for
Take it
Aurora.
away from Ludwig.
I think if you're Onic, you probably look at the Badang Tigro ban.
Oh, we
right?
totally forgot about Kyrie.
Still has Hayabusa.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hayabusa, Joy. We haven't seen Alpha
I mean,
for a hot minute too.
the Alpha.
Nah,
You
it's
think
not
the
gonna be
Fredrin is a thing?
a little bit too slow for Kyrie's
Not for
taste.
Onic now. Not
No.
for Onic. Not like this.
Ain't no way.
Unless you go like Fredrin Benedetta.
You know,
Leafy plays
Matilda
out
is
that
still
one.
up there, right? You still have a high loss as a flex.
Matilda got banned by Onic.
I've actually
wait.
seen this
Oh,
draft
it is
before.
there now.
I've seen this draft before. Ludwig often goes for the Loyi, the Loyi Arlot.
So Arlot.
Arlot, yeah,
Arlot.
right. That was
Very, very big, yeah.
that was how they won
So
that one
diversion
game.
and then final splash.
Oh, that would be the reaction after that.
Yeah, that was how they won that one game against Team Falcons yesterday, right? We did discuss about it. One of their playmaker.
They were saying ban out the Jawhead because I think Aurora might want to go for that one. But there's still quite a bit of options left for
You ban the
Kyrie.
Haya?
Ban the Haya. And then Kyrie goes Ling.
You
What's-
force him
what's
on the
best?
Ling?
Yeah.
Force him on the Julian.
Oh.
Give him the Julian.
It's your turn.
Make him play Julian.
Hey, picture this. Lucas
Lucas,
jungle.
yeah, it just crossed my mind. What if? What if?
Yeah, you can see Leo's face right now. He's
It's
just
so
like, ain't no way,
bad.
ain't no way.
Yeah, no,
So
no,
bad.
please don't.
What
I
do
feel
you-
like if they end up with that pick, it's definitely not Kyrie's choice.
Yeah, it would have been like Adi saying, hey, what's left, man? This or Bane?
I'd pick Bane any day.
Oh, yeah, I'd pick Bane even if there was already a jungler.
Yeah, and then
That's
it's
just
just a surprise
Oh!
daily catch.
They'd rather give him the Haya.
Huh. Okay. So Khalid's bad now. So that Tigro is still up there. Tigro, but
And the Badang.
It makes sense because they have the Hilda, so you know Hayabusa non-factor for them. That's what Aurora wants to think.
But you are giving options to Onic too, right? Like this is going to be a trade scenario for Aurora. I
Yeah.
guess they have the insurance policy of okay, Hilda deals with the Hayabusa, and then Yue gets his Valentina. So regardless of what you take, we can steal it, we can use it against you.
Yeah, and Kyrie is compromised here. Like, what does he do? You have that clear solution. All this while, it's Dominkite they're protecting over in Aurora.
I'm surprised that they didn't even consider banning like one of Domain's heroes, right?
Matrix, 1-1.
I think they can deal with it. I think
Why one
Saguero's
actually doesn't-
confident.
Nox carry. What's going on?
Wait, the Bruno's still around.
Bruno.
Okay, so we actually go to the Claude.
There it is.
0% win rate, 4 times picked.
Ain't doing too well, dude.
Ain't doing too well this time. Maybe
he goes-
Aurora might change this one.
Either it goes 20% or 0 after this.
Yeah, they didn't
Yeah.
want to lose on the map. They didn't want to lose out on the quick rotation. So
They do need a backline engage, and I think Claude is sort of the answer. I've seen a lot of Claudes build up the Winter Crown instead of the Wind of Nature instead.
Yeah, I guess it's like, oh, now we don't have the Moscow to play the map. Claude
right.
is like the second best option.
So it could be like the Valentina, pick up the diversion and then throw it over to Claude and then just clear the lanes.
Just
Make
play the
sure long
macro,
lanes.
right?
Yeah. Because you need to match the tempo that Moscow brings. So Hayabusa, feeling confident, feeling good about that first game. Let's bring it up again.
Imagine they go chip.
Whoa!
Kufra!
So the
whoa.
high loss is going to be an EXP.
So the only other person, it's been picked 3 times, but the only other person we've seen on stream is
Ogwin,
Ogwin, right?
that's
Yesterday.
right.
2 games of Kufra. Absolutely smashed it.
Ogwin and Keyboy know each other very well. They put on that banger series in Manila. Rizal Memorial Coliseum. If you were there, you know they went 7 games.
Yeah.
And these 2 roamers, world class definitely. So yeah, I understand why they both want to do Kufra here. So what's left for Aurora? What's the roamer? What's the hitman gonna pick up?
But Dang is still
Badang
up. Tigro is
Tigreal.
still up, yeah. Cho is still up.
Yeah, no, but look at that. Like,
But
you're
not
dashing.
against this, not against
There's
this.
no martial arts shenanigans afoot between these 2 chunky boys.
Badang might be good right here. The Tigreal
Okay,
is what they go for.
The Renegade Classic. We go all the way back to the beginning, right? The beginning, the origins of
Okay.
the history.
It's just very little combo. There's just very little like synergy.
I mean, implosion into a blazing duet. That's sort of what.
That's happening both very quickly and slowly at the same time.
You got a Soul Sever as
It's
well.
like there's
so
a ramp
Demon Kite
up and
comes
then
in.
there's a
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Demon Kite comes in, clear things out as well. I think
This
the
is
damage.
best case scenario, right?
Best case scenario, right?
This is if Aurora can find it.
Yeah, which is not easy, but again, a lot of weight rests on Renegades' shoulders, right? And this definitely does could be the final chance. Again, if they go down 0-2 here, it's gonna be almost the end of the line. We're gonna head into game 2 between Onic Esports and Aurora. May the best team wins, guys. Take it away.
The Northern Lights have yet to taste victory. Not a single game, not a single win in the Challenge Finals. Could this be it? With some big ticket heroes, big ticket picks up against Onic Esports, who's sitting at match point. Let's get into it. Game number 2. It all comes down to this. Will Aurora finally be able to say seize the win? Looking at the early rotations, Kyrie with this Hayabusa that clearly Aurora just allowed for him to get. Are they going to regret it?
You know, it's a new game. We'll see how things play out because right now the change in the draft for Aurora, picking up that Hilda, and I think they're not too worried about Hayabusa because the main target would have been Claude or would have been Valentina, but it's more difficult to get to them in the later stages of the game just because they're so mobile. Taking a look at emblems, nothing much really stands out. A lot of Blessing of the Wilderness, so a lot of mobility in the mid game.
Plenty of rotations. Keyboy here down to a fifth of his health.
Oh, getting pushed back, forced 2 flickers, and Keyboy able to still get out safe.
Interesting, the use of that flicker. Something tells me Aurora felt they had it. Aurora thought they had it, but this is Keyboy. Something tells me he let through like a little mummy tape to survive with just a little bit more health like that.
Yeah, but to be fair though, that was a brilliant 9,000 IQ move by Keyboy, popping 2 flickers right off the bat so early in the game. But I think, you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained, like I always say.
Like you do always say. I can't wait for the next proverb. Renegade here, Sacred Hammer, hitting on the Kyrie. You know what? That XP lane investment, this pick on the Hilda, we haven't seen it pay off just yet. Edward hasn't rotated out of this lane.
Yeah, when you play Hilda, you really want to clear the lanes fast. We've seen how Flapteezy played it. We've seen how, you know, Kirk played it as well.
Get out of there,
They're
yeah.
not in their lane at all. They're
Wanna get
always
out of there.
They're always proxying that wave and going into a lot of these team fights. But Keyboy catches Renegade. He's the first one to fall. Kyrie picks up that first blood along with the shadow kill, keep himself alive and well.
That's a no-go. Non-starter, you can't even contest this turtle. Your opponents are up by almost 500 gold in the first 2 minutes. Kyrie can afford to slow roll this. He is going to go for his orange first. Demon Kite secures his purple, all the while Lutpi, the enforcer, just setting up.
Aurora looks like they're ready for this turtle as Demon Kite tries to push Lutpi back a little bit. He still has his Revitalize, he's holding on to it. Waiting for Kyrie to get in position, heal up a little bit of health, but Edward's a little bit deep right now. Lutpi, level 4, pops out that corner halfway, gets mauled, but Renegade pulls in the implosion, traps it in, taking 2 down, and picking up that turtle from themselves.
Amazing turn. The soft reset on the turtle. Still Aurora locked in. Securing that win, securing that objective, and now quick diversion play on the Kyrie.
Over to Kyrie! Kyrie, where is he? Was he able to set? No, he fouled.
He's gone.
He's gone. No one can escape the 4-man engage right there.
It was so violent we weren't allowed to see it.
Right from that ambush, the bush ambush.
Just our parents covering our eyes like, oh look.
So it's easy to read if you're playing against a Hayabusa or like a Fanny, you know, the purple buff's getting spawned up. That's where you divert to, and I think that's how UA wants to play this. Just pick up the diversion. I can go anywhere on the map, and no bush is safe.
He held onto that. He sandbagged his version of the diversion, and this will put Aurora up by almost 2,000 gold. Let's talk about that gold lane matchup. So far, it's okay. It's looking good for Dominkite because he's able to double lane. He's able to like clear his wave, zoom out, BMI down, and oh!
Nice little stun onto Lutpi underneath the turret, and Aurora picks up yet another one. Very, very early stages, 4 minutes and 2,000 gold lead. Very good news for you, but on that mid side though, looking like they want to funnel this Claude up into 2 lanes, but they're taking control of the jungle as well.
That's what you do. Grand Theft Orange. Demon Kite here stealing. Lutpi knows what's up.
Goes
And
in the
there he
forest
is.
pathway. to chase everyone out of the way, but Keyboy tries to get in for that flank, but they're taking in one. Kyrie falls again. Looks like the Hayabusa is a non-factor on this one. Gets pinned to the wall with the Tyrant's Rage, and Demon Kite takes down Keyboy, bagging yet another one. That's 1-6 for Aurora.
This is looking very similar to game number 1. I'd hate to be negative Ned, but you know, Aurora being in control is one thing, but then finishing the game and winning is another. Aurora taking that tier 2 in mid, now on the way to denying this purple away from Kyrie.
He's focusing fire on all these neutral objectives. Make sure that Kyrie has a very, very bad time in his own jungle. Not enough farm. Take a look at itemizations. It does look like Kyrie's yet to build anything. Halfway towards a Hunter Strike, but that's going to take a while more.
In that orange buff steal, Demon Kite decided to commit his retributions. He knows that Onic Esports should not contest, and that leads to a free turtle for the Northern Lights. This does propel them up to 4,000 gold here, 5 minutes into game number 2. So again, it's looking good. The diversion setup here. Sans, where y'all taking them? Long bush down bottom.
Aurora sees them coming. Edward just a little tickle down the bottom side. They touch and they go. And Onic Esports struggling to find any open targets to pick off.
And then just like that, this opens up the other side of the map all the way. Renegade and Dominic Kite, clean take on tier 1.
Up in that T1 top. That is looking pretty red in the 6th minute of the game as the diversion being held onto by UA yet again. Looking out for the next diversion.
That's the definition of touch and go right there. If you mean by touch, ruin your objectives, and then go, meaning diversion off to the other corner.
That's right.
That's what you has been doing so far. 0, 0, and 5 here for about 90% of all the kills that Aurora have scored, approaching the 5K gold lead. Is this a fight waiting to happen? Because Renegade and Yue, it looks like they might be setting up a nice diversion here. Oh, they're bringing Demon Kite with them. Oh,
Yeah. Just waiting into that bush. Aurora knows, and they're waiting. They want to see where
There it
Kyrie
is, there it is.
Diversion onto the backside. Oh! Keyboard actually misses Tyrant's Rage. That's the opportunity for Aurora to hit. Dude be able to narrowly escape death as Aurora picks up yet another neutral objective, pushing their economy up to 5,000.
that is Kyrie's objective. That was the purple once again. Demon Kite guilty, multiple counts of Grand Theft Purple, and just in time for the retribution to get reset. This last turtle has Aurora's name on it. This turtle might as well wear an Aurora jersey.
Edward has dealt so much damage, topping the damage leaderboards as the next turtle is about to spawn up. Aurora looking right this high and try to ramp onto this aggression. They don't really need to contest for this turtle because they know that Onic Esports is unable to reach it just in time.
Yeah, no, and there's just not enough resources for Onic to contest. You saw how Keyboy missed that last ult, that jump in their own side of the jungle. If mechanics can make up for it, sure, but we're at the point where lane for lane, Onic is losing, so firepower is questionable. Follow-through is questionable. Everything is trivial for Aurora right now. They can just say, point and click, this is where we want to go, this is what we want to do. Even the orange ain't safe.
Oh, man. We're going again. Glorious Pathway, last-ditch effort to try to save it, but the Retribution will take it away. Demon Kite, yet another neutral objective. Kyrie still level 9. Demon Kite 3 levels ahead with 4 kills to his name. What can Onic do? You're down 5 kills. You're down 6,000 gold. What is the play here?
You mentioned, you forgot to mention the most important part, is you're down 4 turrets.
Down 4 turrets too.
The map has been dealt permanent damage by Aurora. So what I'll tell you now is step 1, protect as much of the turrets as you can. Protect your holy shields up top. But that's going to be easier said than done because look, such a lot of pressure Aurora's putting on this bottom lane tier 2.
Yeah, you have someone so mobile like the Claude, but diversion play. 3 members try to sandwich onto Domain Kite. They find him, but that's a lot of damage onto Kyrie. The place is too wet. Will make its mark count. This Tyrant's Rage onto Keyboy in the
Dear
bush.
God!
4 members down. Severo narrowly escapes death, popping a flicker, making it a wipeout as Aurora clears this one out. Looking to clean things up early.
All right, Yue luckily had a flicker. A wipeout at 8.5 minutes. Aurora are feeling themselves. This is, it's 30 seconds to the next Lord. Not as good of a conversion as you would look for, but look at how they punished Onic Esports for diverting themselves into that bush. canceling it, and then pincer maneuvering. This is what I was talking about. Not enough firepower, not enough defensive power to even survive a play like that. It was all in.
Get another fight. Look, be able to escape death. They're knocked out by Keyboy, but no ulti. Just as of yet, and Aurora take down yet another big resource for Onic Esports. Again, Kyrie really struggling in this game. That answers the question. Let's just give out that Hayabusa.
Or nothing. It was all in or nothing. And yes, 9.5 minutes later, we do get the answer to my question. Will Aurora regret giving Onic Esports the Hayabusa? So far, the answer is no. So far, he's not doing anything. It's feast or famine, and it's currently famine. There's nothing. Oh, did he get it? For the first time he did. All right, for the first time in like 2 minutes.
The first time in like 7 minutes. He's only got like the first 2 purple buffs, and then Aurora just living rent-free in Onic Esports' jungle, looking to go grab. That is something they want to stay on your stock charts.
Aurora, so close to everything that Onic Esports would like to call theirs. They're so close to the personal space of all the cores of Onic Esports. They know exactly what shade of blonde Kyrie is right now. You like that, huh?
I do. But you like the shade of red that King Kong is in.
Neither here nor there.
Right here.
Neither here nor there. They're popping holy shields. This is small victories for Aurora leading up to a massive win. This is a Lord that don't jump, man. This is a level 1 Lord.
Aurora's pathway already laid down, just try to slow the engage. But Aurora is everyone that map. Domainkai looking to take down the 2-3 on that top side. Everything's taking very, very slow. It's literally taking a little bit too much damage. Huge explosion, but Renegade pushing all of them back. Then Hell breaks loose as Demon Domainkai puts out another blazing duet. Almost all 4 members fall as Aurora take what they can and leave.
All right, for the first time in this 11-minute game, Onic Esports actually get a winning trade.
There's another one.
Whoa, wait!
There's a huge battle down in mid-side, though. Luffy finally takes down Demon Kai. 2 members down. It's a big turnaround for Onic Esports. They're leading the charge, though. They don't want to take too much. They take down 3, and that's enough for them to keep themselves afloat as of now.
Collectively, thousands of people watching are scratching their heads. Why that close? Why that gung-ho? Why the lack of respect for those major objectives, those turrets, the damage that Onic Esports can be playing with? Sure, you're like 7, 8K ahead, but you're still in someone's base. Kyrie trying to get out of here, leading to negative gains. All right, still negative gains on that Lord take.
Negative gains on that one. Keyboy with a huge catch onto Domainkai. Pops the winning nature just in the nick of time just to try to get himself safe as well. But as of now, Onic Esports, they're leading the charge just like that from 8,000 to 6,000. And it looks like Onic knows his place, their place in this game.
All right, folks, let's not forget, despite Aurora's amazing first 10 minutes, they're still playing against the dominant force that is Onic Esports, the tyrants out of Indonesia. They won 4 seasons in a row, back to back to back. And don't get us wrong, yes, they did change their gold laner, but Luffy was part of that run. So 4 out of 5 players know exactly what it's like to be in a high-pressure situation like this, to be down almost 10,000 gold in 10 minutes, and to slowly crawl back.
Big blunder causing Onic Esports to turn around and breathing some signs of life now as the Lord spawns up. This is the 12-minute Lord that we're talking about. Aurora still has the upper hand, but Onic Esports just needs Keyboy to make one big play.
And he can. Something tells me he can. He has the flicker off of cooldown. Savero waiting for his flicker as well. And there's a diversion from behind. Look at Kyrie and Keyboy.
They're not showing themselves just yet. They see 2, but they don't know where Kyrie and Keyboy is. Aurora just scrambling. They're not checking anything as of now. Keyboy knocks him down, throws out that word, heals himself back up to full. Onic, they don't want to risk too much. They're in too deep. Lippy to start things off, but Edward trying to lock out all exits. Demon Kai, easy Lord take on this one. Onic Esports, they don't want to waste any more resources.
All right. They knew they were going to lose that Lord take, but I don't know if they well orchestrated that fat wave down bottom and that push in mid. Slowly but surely, Onic Esports are now making a dent on the map. So, slow and steady, baby steps. This is how they won game number 1. I don't know if history's going to repeat themselves. Not so soon, not so quick, but so far, Aurora back in control, back in the driver's seat. It's a much smaller lead now. We're looking at about 5,000, 6,000. But every minute this game goes a little longer, Onic Esports' comeback is going to be all the more a reality. Can Aurora stay in control? Can Aurora do this, but with a little bit more finesse?
Lord making a charge down mid. Aurora's pathway already laid down. They made a mark. Keyboard with a huge jump onto Mankai. They're looking to make it a mark. The SOD goes wide though. They want to take down that Lord. They don't want to risk too much. Renegade still holding on to that explosion after all that fight.
Anyone who's watching Dominkite all sighed a breath of relief because he was about an inch away from getting hit by an SOD and sent down to his base for a respawn. That was a clutch dodge, but all right, so far so good. Aurora, successful siege, didn't end the game, but at least did not give anything over to Onic. They're now looking at a 6,000 gold lead for sure as they reset, recover, regroup for this next Lord.
We're seeping into the late game. Keyboy's hitting the right targets. Domenkite has a big red mark on his back, and Keyboy's always looking for it. And Onic Esports has every bit of opportunity to turn this around like they did in game number 1. Seems like deja vu to me.
Hoping that what happened in game 1 isn't the case, because that just means you never learn your lesson. So the way that Aurora are playing now looks a little safer, looks a little more deliberate. You know, they're keeping it close to their chest. The only real streak that we're looking at is on Dominkite, rather Demonkite. They have to figure that out. I swear to God, I hope this doesn't happen in FPL. But you're looking at a lead that's also on Edward. If they shut down Edward, then they're losing more than just a ward. They're losing a good amount of peel, and one of the reasons why Savero can't just go in. He's a legit threat to Savero.
You know, it's not that Aurora can't close things out, but it's Savero and Sans who likes these congregations of people coming into their base. They just need to free hit, spam their skills from that backside, these gatherings, these, you know, coagulations of red blood cells. I don't know where I'm going with this.
You can put the thesaurus away. You can put it away, dude.
But as of now, 2 seconds till Lord spawns up. Does look like Onic Esports desperately need this. It's not the 18-minute Lord yet. It's not the Evolved Lord. But Aurora still has the upper hand. They had the upper hand for a long, long while. But they desperately need to try to clear things out, especially in the base.
So they did take care of that long lane. They sent over that fat wave, and they're using the Lord as a bait. They're threatening Onic Esports, saying, if you're not going to do anything about this, we're going to get another Lord. What are you going to do, Lutpi? Now, San sending over a fake diversion. No one home. Edward spotted it. And just like that, they have to pay attention to Savero. Savero's doing what Dominkite was doing in game 1.
So the long wave. Don't need to bother him. Keyboy catches. Makes a stun. UA down low. Forced to pop a flicker. Dominkite comes in with the blazing duet. Explosion on the 2. Huge play by Renegade. With Savero though, still tackling down the top side. UA forced to retreat. Try to contest for this one. But every saving grace, every trade that Onic makes is crucial at this point.
And that's going to be 2 defenders. Make it 3. Can Savero go home? No, he can't. It's over.
It's targeted for the base. Aurora wants to end this right here and right now, taking us to a game 3.
The Northern Lights are finally on the board. Their first win in the Challenge Finals. We're going to game 3.
Just winning by a hair's breadth. So many close calls. Dominkite living with 1 HP. You say the same for UA as well. All thanks to that early lead that they have built up to net, like Leo said, their first ever game win in the SPS Challenge Finals group stage. And we did see a bit of hesitation from Savero, right? Cancelling his recall twice and forgetting that there was a wave coming down mid. Still, this is what makes this series interesting. And they shall deliver. We get a game 3 and Aurora had to earn it.
That was by no means Savero's fault. Like, he was doing the right thing with what they were working with. And it's not like he couldn't go home. It's not like he canceled the recalls because UA was threatening him. UA was like, all right, you back off now. You let go of this turret from a mile away or else I'll kill you because he is ahead. Look at this. What's the goal difference? 8.7 to 13, right? But he was alone. Yeah. Mind you, he was alone with a turret there. So there's no way he was going to kill UA.
I think Savero held on to the SOD just because he knew that he could backdoor, but he wasn't expecting UA to come back to clear things out as well. But from that last fight, though, it was just the gold lead was just way too far away, and Onic was not tanky enough to take down whatever there's left of Aurora coming in.
Yeah, you see the amount of plays that Kiba was able to make, right? The insane catches onto heroes like the Claude, heroes like Yue Valentina. He was 10 miles away, and they still got onto him. They just wish they had that extra injection of damage from Kyrie, who was probably the only member able to follow up with the quad shadows. But his gold difference between him and Demon Kite has been 3,000 for the majority of the game. And the item speaks for itself, right? They needed a bit more, but still, the fact that the game lasted this long, the total kills, it doesn't tell you the full story. Onic held on for longer than Aurora would have liked.
And the same goes for the gold lead. You know how dominant Aurora was, right?
Yeah.
14 to 10, that's 10 kills between you. And what, barely 2 or 3 turrets before that final push up top for Savero? But there was just like 4K between them. That's what made me think, hey, Savero's getting farm. It's just that they're not putting him in the right situation to free hit and make up for that lost time in the mid game. So with that said, I think Aurora now understand what they can get away with Onic. Aurora understand how Team Falcon's PH did it yesterday. That's my read of the situation, because again, we haven't seen Aurora close off a game up until this point.
Yeah.
But Onic, though, has an affinity with 3 games. They win 1 game, and then they get reverse swept, or the only game they won was with Falcon Esports Myanmar. But this is a very tricky situation because you're putting all your resources onto Kyrie, and Aurora found a way to navigate through that circumstance, navigate through that maze, and find Kyrie. And Edward on that Hilda was the answer. Tangle at the gold grab. It was a very, very long point of, you know, having the economy lead, having the kills lead, and Aurora never let that go. It was a little bit of a struggle closing out the game, but it was all down to do with the drab, because how are you going to do with the spam diversions coming in from Sands? How are you going to deal with Savero just free hitting from the back and getting spears hit you from the back as well? It's a tall order, so at the end of the day, when they fight in the jungle, I think that's where they want to be.
Yeah, I mean, the answer is sort of like in clear sight, right? Edward being the big threat towards not just Kyrie, but also Savero, and on top of that, you got Renegade as well. That Tigro, huge plays early on to shut down Kyrie, but the Smiling Demon now gets his chance at the pedestal as the MVP. 714 on the Suyo, and his first death in the entire series.
He's hiding a smile. He's not ready yet. He haven't won the series.
Not yet.
It's 1 point. Nothing to be happy about. We need to win the series.
Let's not jinx anything.
Yeah, he's learned from game 1. He's learned from yesterday. So now, maybe put Suyo and Demon Kite, and you're 1 step closer to the win. Something tells me like that should be a universal understanding for Aurora right now.
Yeah, and that was is one of the heroes that got him to that grand finals in the locals, in the domestic league, right?
That's right.
Definitely has a lot of achievement under his belt. But yeah, this game, complete dominance, early until late. And the only team fight that Onic won was because Aurora did the why would you do that moment, right? They dove Onic in their base. But aside from that, it was pure control.
Yeah. You see a lot of the team fights, it was Aurora just punishing them from being even remotely close to their jungle, even remotely close to their neutral objectives, and every single diversion that was made just ended in, you know, no rewards at all.
Yeah, it was never time.
A lost cause.
When they were down 7K, 8K, that's when they decided to get the perfect diversion. Like, positionally speaking, yes, but logically, you just did not have enough damage. That's what happened in that clip.
They just lack the money, lack the items.
Yep.
This is why you can have Aurora making such aggressive plays, right? Going into their base, taking them out under the inhibitors. You know, Renegade being able to confidently walk up with a solo flicker implosion and not lose much out of that.
This
Again,
was the turning point.
Yeah.
This was the turning point where Sans was actually dishing out so much damage, using the yin-yang reactions, keeping them at bay underneath the turret. But at this last moment, Domain Cut was just dealing too much damage. A very, very huge play by Renegade from that flank, finding 2 and just sweeping out the game. If you don't have Sabero in the mix, that's it. Your base is not safe.
Yeah, that, and also they just lost track of Renegade, right? They had no idea where Renegade was. They were looking at Yue. They were thinking, if we take down Yue, we balance the odds. Now Savero can join in, but again, didn't happen, right? Many close calls that brought us to this point. Now we are gifted a game 3 between these two teams. Well, obviously, Onic's position is still a bit safer in that group, but for Aurora, this is a must-win. They don't get that 3-point luxury anymore, but 2 points is still going to give you a dang good chance of making it to playoffs.
It's one way to silence all the haters saying Aurora can't win. You know, it's no longer lights up, sees no 0 wins.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
There is a win now, and it's clear that they understand the formula, they understand the metagame, and to take down a team like Onic Esports in that campaign would be a great morale boost.
Yeah, it's about crossing the finishing line, right? Like they gotta somehow get across the finishing line. They've completed the lap. Stream A update: Team Falcons was able to take down RRQ Hoshi
Ooh, 2-0,
in a
sweet.
2-0 fashion. So Team Falcons really ramping it up, but RRQ Hoshi not really doing too well, right? They also dropped their game against Evo's Holy yesterday, and now this is another loss against Team Falcons.
Well, to Team Falcons' credit, they really found their groove after yesterday's, I wouldn't say struggle, but a little bit of a shaky start, just because they were in a holiday mode, vacation mode for like 3 days ago. And right now, Stream C update: Falcons Esports Evo's Holy 1-1. It's gonna be a 3-game series as well.
Interesting. I was in the green room for a while and I saw, you know, this Falcon Esports roster was something that really shook the world stage last year at M6, and I'm glad to see them take that game off of Evo's Holy. You know, keep it straight, keep it competitive, especially in that Group B. It continues to heat up. We're gonna go for a short break to cool down a little bit and return for Game 3 between Onic Esports and Aurora.
The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming and DHL.
Like a moth to the flame, I'm attracted when the doubts start saying my name. I can go there easily, and it's hard to maintain, 'cause I know it's not the world I know, it's me. Believe in every little thing I hear, and no, I ain't no stranger to the fire, burning up all my desire to be great. It stays coming in waves, and no, I ain't no stranger to the fire, burning up all my desire to be great. I gotta just open the gate. All I need is saving from hitting the pavement, understanding when I'm impatient, that only I give to me. All I need is a little love in lonely places, the strength to stare fear in the face, that only I give to me. Now I'm running this race, yeah.
We have now hit a fever pitch the crescendo in this best of 3 between Aurora Gaming and Onic Esports. In this best of 3, the Snapdragon Pro Series Challenge Finals Group Stage Season 6 for MLBB. And what a journey so far, right? It's Husky, Leo, and Churros. Final game for these two teams, and Aurora, they can taste that series win. Now they gotta somehow find a way to cross the finishing line.
Every team fight, a staccato of movements, and I could have sworn I heard Churros hit a falsetto one of those moments because of how high octane the action was.
Just because I got the rhythm of joy. I don't know where we're going with this one, but hey,
It's musical references, by the way.
the symphony is playing. It's all looking good. I don't know. I want to see a joy in this round. I think it's a build up to what that would be, but at the end of all of this, I think, you know, Aurora actually somehow managed to break the code and understand how Onic Esports likes to operate. If Kyrie's out of the picture, then it's all W's for us.
So the Harry goes through again for Onic Esports. Onic still have the jungler that they haven't revealed, right?
Exactly, that's what I said, right? Just keep Demon Kite on the Suyo.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Aurora, the third game on the Suyo, so he only plays Suyo this series. And for Onic, the question is that do you pick your jungler third? Or do you put Kyrie on the back burner again?
Like, joy now.
yeah.
Joy now. Should
Do
be-
you do that, right? Because you already saw the Harith.
If you join now, best believe there will be like 3 Athena shields on the other side.
But to be fair, actually, Hayabusa might work out on this one. The difference is Aurora doesn't have control of the Hilda. The Onic now has the upper hand in terms of the map rotation, tempo setting, especially right from the get-go with the Hilda alone.
Here's the thing. The Hilda in Game 2 didn't really bother Kyrie so much. I mean, it wasn't
It
an impact.
empowered the rest of the team to do that. And Edward had the highest damage dealt into the mid-game as well. But I think this one, jaw hit, would have been... no, it was been Cho.
I was thinking of the
jaw
Cho,
hit
yeah.
or Cho, yeah.
So this is confirmed XP Hilda, Keyboy on that Cho and Rome.
It's feeling good.
So yeah, no, if it's up to Aurora, again, they'll just let through the Hayabusa. Make my day. Make it.
It's a little bit of a tricky situation now that you don't have any heroes to deal with it.
Yeah, you actually
Unless
can't.
you want to pick up Tigro once again.
Yeah, I think if you're on it, you definitely am not looking at Joy anymore, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
then you need to pick a mage, and there's no physical damage.
Yeah, again, just a simple Radiant Armor, simple Athena Shield. Bob's your uncle. But that means Aurora might even ban the Hayabusa. And then now what?
Alpha? That's your next best choice?
Is it though? 'Cause
We haven't seen Alpha in a hot minute.
I know, we
King Kong
haven't.
would have rather picked, what was that? Nolan.
Nolan, yeah, yeah.
I mean, why not?
You know what? Maybe you should ask whoever wins this game.
Actually, to be fair,
What
to
happened
be
to
fair,
Alpha?
I
yo?
understand where Husky is going with this, because if you are facing against a Hylos, an Alpha would deal true damage and it wouldn't really bother you. But if you really, you know, as we say in Singapore, die want to go for a Hayabusa or some assassin, just for higher mobility, higher lane clearing, then you really need to find someone to handle the long wave. And now Onic Esports doesn't have that control of the long wave, so it might have been a Hayabusa or a Joy. Not a Joy, because too much magic damage.
But I do agree, but I do like the Farsa ban, right? Because we did see the Farsa and Harith in Game 1, and again, the biggest threat to Domain Kite wasn't really Hayabusa, it was the plethora of magic damage from Onic. So this adjustment definitely gives Domain Kite a bit more breathing room in these fights to free hit. Tigro ban from Onic, a lot of respect as well after Game 2.
So do they ban the Vex?
Ah, yeah,
Or the
actually.
Valentina?
Only love.
Is this
They banned
Sicilian?
Sissy, right?
Of
Sicilian.
everlasting.
Just as bad of range, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all the rangy heroes. So
If you
no
want-
Yeve, no artillery mages at all.
There's Xavier.
Xavier?
I mean, that's probably like the next in line if you want to go down that route.
Yeah.
Not then before we go back to back. So Aurora.
The safer choice.
This is a utility mid, by the way. There's not much damage on Aurora. So Onic Esports definitely need to think about who they put in the jungle, very specifically.
So the only physical damage jungler next in line is definitely Haya, right?
Haya or Nolan?
Haya Nolan, yeah.
Hi, Nolan.
I feel like you
You
much
wanna-
prefer having the Haya than
Yeah.
Nolan.
But you need the iframes though, because Nolan doesn't have the iframes, especially from Demon Kai. If you wanna single target onto him,
He gets on top of you, you're dead.
yeah, that's right.
You like iframes? How about Lancelot?
Yeah.
That's
Lancelot.
oh.
Link also has iframes. If you go
The
link,
signature Kyrie in the
Yes,
flesh.
signature Kyrie.
He is him.
the Kai.
The Kai.
That's
The Kai
Carl,
call?
That's Carl T's.
Yeah. It's kind of
Lancelot is kind of.
Let's fight to our heart's content.
Oh, what?
Oh, okay, all right.
pure death ball
That's an
combination.
XP. That's an XP lane.
So this is
Lucas.
straight out like run in your face.
Yeah,
Like you
Proper
want,
one, yeah.
death ball, and especially with the artillery missile from Moskov right from the back line.
and the Pharaoh
just
right. The amount of splash
hit.
damage you have.
So it will be the Nolan. Will be the Nolan.
Because you can't hire. If you hire, the moment you go shadow kill, you just
Nether
pull
realm.
some-
Yes, Nether realm.
Yeah.
Their hands are tied, right? This is essentially the best out of the worst, as in the best option out of the remaining pool.
Yep.
And even then, it doesn't solve the problem of how do we deal with a Nether realm, revitalized, glorious pathway.
It seems like lane to
Oh.
lane, Aurora has won.
Yep.
I would dare say the draft is looking good for them, but how about execution? It's still up there, you know, like they dropped the ball game 1, they did well to finish game 2, but
Yeah, I mean, a common theme on Stream B thus far has been the draft decides majority of the game, right? The draft is the one
Yes.
that dictates the result. This one seems like he's heading down that route, so we'll see. Can Rora execute, or will Onic come back and win it all at the end? Churros, Leo, stage is yours.
and this game is up for grabs. All of the marbles on the line. Who's gonna take it? Will Aurora finally taste victory for the first time in a series-long bout against one of MPLID's finest in Onic Esports? We're about to find out.
Circling back to the draft, it does look like, yes, I agree with you, Aurora has a very, very solid draft, but Onic likes to play these pick-off heavy combos, these pick-off heavy compositions, and I see no difference from Onic Esports. They're feeling confident, they're feeling good about themselves, and they go for it, but in the mid lane, though, Keyboy taking a little bit too much damage, forced to back away. As of now, I think the play for this time is try to go ham just a little bit more.
Yep, if you're Onic Esports, that's one of the main things you can do, since you know you're losing lane per lane, at least for a majority of your roll-to-roll picks. What you do is when you find that state of vulnerability, that little window, you go for it like this!
Ooh, Demon Kite narrowly escapes death. Ludwig has a very, very fast mobility, so they have to watch out for that. A little bit of a risky play, trying to steal whatever they can from their opponent's jungle.
All right, so Kyrie took that small camp up top away from Demon Kite. Demon Kite looking for where he can make that up right now, since he just hit level 4. Renegade doing what Hilda would do, just like bothering Kyrie. What you gonna do about it? I'm a big Hylos.
It's a trade on trade now. Aurora on Esports desperately trying to get into each other's homes, desperately trying to find a little bit more information of where everyone is before the next turtle spawns up.
10 seconds before this major objective comes in. Lutpi isn't able to rotate as quickly. This is the same kind of situation that we saw with Edward earlier, but it never really bothered the junglers, right? Check it out. Demon Kite first here, but Kyrie already there, ready to steal.
Yeah, that's a 2-on-4 members down the turtle pit. Kyrie doesn't need this turtle at all. He wants to take down as much resources, maximize his farm as early as he can. Demon Kite slowly but surely picking up this turtle. First turtle over the
Wait.
side of Aurora.
Demon Kite is aware of the shenanigans that went afoot, the skullduggery, the chicanery that happened within his purple buff. So he saved the retribution. Let's see if he secures this one.
Yue taking a lot of damage, heavy fire down. NetherRealm just in the nick of time. Glorious Pathway get everyone else safe. NetherRealm gives everyone a second bit of life as a Demon Kite does not actually get the purple buff. It goes over the hands of Yue.
Yeah, no, I would assume, just said Yue, just take it. He is saving it for this buff right here. I guess that still puts us at equilibrium. Like, you know, Kyrie lost one, Demon Kite lost one, and then they still got the turtle, so eventually. But those rotations are costing Aurora. Onic Esports are still up now by almost 1,000.
Because Kyrie has been slowly farming. He doesn't really care about the neutral objectives. You spend so much time dancing around the same objectives. Why not? Let's just pick up whatever you left out in your jungle. You can have the turtle. You can have the neutral objective.
And this all affects the gold lane. Check it out. Very quiet, that is. Doming Kite and Savero. Expect that past the 10-minute mark, Doming Kite will always be away. He will have to rely on that SOD. And now look at this. Onic Esports closing the gap.
Demon Kite in a spot of bother right there. Getting pushed back. Glorious Pathway trying to block up all exits. Renegade comes in, try to clear things out. Edward as well. But they just having a drive-by, ordering what they can and getting out of the way. No one falls as of now. 0-0 is the scoreline.
Yep. Clerk at the window said, "Sir, the NetherRealm is unavailable. Would you like to try our next branch? No, never mind. We'll fight the next one. Good read by Onic Esports. Again, Sans himself, a Faramis main in the day. Great read on situation.
Yeah, it's all about understanding Keyboy's movements, Keyboy's setups, and they know that Domain Kite has a huge red flag on his back, and Onic Esports is going to exploit that whatever they can. Turtle spawning up. It's only Keyboy and Lutby around this turtle.
Easier said than done. He has a Purify. So once Keyboy finds him, it's another loop that he has to go through. Edward one-on-one with Lutby, while Keyboy is playing footsies with two.
Oh
no!
Topside though, Domain Kite gets taken out by Kyrie for first blood. Take the turtle, Kyrie says. It's not your problem. I'm taking your gold laner.
Purify this, says Kyrie. That's damage straight to the face, and now Aurora with the
Severo.
Revenge Squad.
Severo is not a bother, able to dance out there, narrowly almost escaping death, but eventually getting taken out. A goal for gold.
All right, Keyboy though, behind enemy lines. They don't seem to be done. Kyrie and Demon Kite still fighting it out. Here comes Keyboy.
From the rack around, he desperately needs that Demon Kite.
Oh, the
kick back!
NetherRealm
saves it just a nick of time. Keyboy walked a little bit too deep right there.
You, I don't know what kind of boots he's wearing right now. Oh, it's the full boots. That's why. He fully built his boots. He was able to make it towards Demon Kite to save him. Oh, here we go. Severo,
Severo getting stunned up. Does have his ulti, but wants to hold it in. Aurora now knows Onic Esports is getting a little bit too desperate right now. Lutby pulled underneath the turret. One more hit might be able to go down, but the bush actually heals him back up. So Lutby's safe for now. But at the end of all of this, Onic Esports, that was a very, very greedy play. But Keyboy, speaking of which, taking down Domain Kite. Redemption is best served cold.
That is veterancy at play. He knows how much Domain Kite wants to get away with, and Keyboy jumped in on the opportunities. You ain't gonna be fine.
Lutby's taking a little bit too much damage in the bottom mid side, but Yue able to escape. Doesn't have the next round just as of yet. Keyboy gets taken out right here. Demon Kite gets back, but yeah, I think that's the instant replay right here.
Oh, that's the replay. Okay.
Yeah.
Look at that save.
Ooh.
The save was amazing. Again, folks, for those who don't know and who are just checking in suddenly, that's how that's how NetherRealm works. It's space-based. So in a radius around the user, around Paramis, is where the extra life comes from.
You just have to walk back, and Demon Kite just touched the collision box, and that's all he needs. On the bottom side, Domain Kite actually slowly pushing down that wave. Renegade lays down the red carpet to desperately steal away this turtle, but on the backside though, NetherRealm pops up. SOD lands on that flank. Doesn't want to make a move. Severo is the first one down. Keyboy wants to run out of this messy skirmish. It's Onic Esports. They take what they can and move out away. The Aurora feeling hecka strong. Oh, Kyrie though, it's taken out by Edward.
Great flank by Abun Jing Jing. Keyboy with a kick.
Underneath the turret, doesn't look like Edward will fall, but Keyboy a little bit too deep. Waiting for that right time. Aurora just taken down the T1s and then taken out Keyboy as well. Lutby desperately trying to get some redemption, get some revenge for his teammate, but he's a little bit too deep. Gets stunned up, locked out. The Revitalize won't save him at all.
Edward on the Lucas, a revelation. So sustainable, the damage so reliable. The amount of CC, the kind of CC he brings. Making the most out of these pincer maneuvers. So far, Aurora now 2,000 gold up, allowing for them to ramp up into the late game with amazing wins. With impunity, they're able to rotate in the lanes here. And look, Domain Kite taking his tier 2 down bot.
This man is the problem for sure. Oh, SOD lands on top onto Kyrie, but he won't be able to go for this. He won't risk it. But Domain Kite is a man on a mission. He wants to take down all of these base.
Kudos, you don't know me. I'm going to press SOD. I'm going to dash over there. It's a quick rotation.
It might.
His teammates are nearby. They could rotate near him. And Yue has a NetherRealm off of cooldown, which, by the way, he's ready to use defensively or offensively. And they're using this to just make this lead grow even bigger. Approaching the Lord timer here, upper quarter. It looks like, yeah, Aurora's not going to waste any time. Look, there's 4 of them rotating up top.
Making beeline over to the Lord Pit. Onic Esports can still contest for this if they play their cards right. It's 2,000 gold behind, but every move matters. Look at where Kyrie is. He wants to wait for a right opportunity, though.
Oh, wait, what? Dominkai's bullying him.
Oh, the fracture, though. It's a one-on-one. Dominkite gets felled by Kyrie, gets slain. Now, we sound the alarm. Edward wants some revenge. Don't take down my gold lane. That's what he says. Dominkite gets felled as well. No jungle for both teams, as they want to push for this Lord objectives.
They were once teammates, Kyrie and Edward, and look where they are now. Onic Esports kicking Aurora out of that bush.
UA out of the picture as well. It's 4-2, 4-3. Renegade running for the hills. Too much damage from Severo as of now. Renegade falls. Edward's next on a chopping block. No more beast form. And the Edward wants to charge back in, try to get as much damage as he can to get his beast form up and ready, but getting pushed out away by Sans. Waiting for Kyrie to get back in action to blitz this Lord down.
All right, both junglers are on the map. They can take their time. SOD thrown out, no one home. Purple
Goes
bomb
wide.
secured first. And they're going to see Lutfi here in this bush. Lord here now at half health.
It's fight of lifetime. Lutfi goes in for the back, taking a little bit too much damage. Kyrie steals that lore. Lutfi falls in process. A worthy sacrifice for that fight. Edward out of the charge. Over a key point. Severo on chopping block. Has his eyes set. Dominkite will take that kill. But no matter, the lore goes over the hands of Onic.
Great trade by Aurora. They do lose long term. They just had to concede the Lord over, but they are stealing so many buffs, so many camps. Even that turret up top is gonna fall. They're gonna pop this holy shield up top, and even mid's going to suffer. Great recovery by Aurora.
UA taking a little bit too much damage, but as long as Aurora stays at 5, they will be difficult to break down. Laying down the carpet once again, slowing everyone, slowing the advance of that Lord as well. SVD lands, but does not matter. Lutfi getting pulled back on the backline though. Dominkite will take control of Sans. Lutfi running away, but Dominkite finds his eyes, sets his sights up on Sans on the backline. Dominkite leaving charge on the Severo. That's a chopping block, taken out again. That's a double kill for Dominkite. NetherRealm will keep everyone safe. They're looking for all the turrets, but where is Kyrie? On that backside, Renegade wants to find his mark, wants to find a stun onto Kyrie. Fracture will keep him safe.
This is
We've
a win.
seen this once before. Edward, we're buddy. Hey, buddy, where are you going? We're hometown heroes. Back in Bataan. Where are we going now? Oh, what was that?
It was two players at the peak of their performance, the greatest of all time in the roles, refusing to just give it to the other. Both of them had to go. No one was going to be left standing.
From friends to rivals to a friendly rival, I should say.
Aurora did not win completely, not clean. But all right, let's throw it all the way back to the winning moment from game 1 and then remind everyone that this could be possibly a reverse sweep, all right? That moment right there could have been just but a chapter in this long-term storytelling for Aurora to get the recovery of a century on one of the strongest teams in the world right now in Onic.
Speaking of which, they're not far behind in Onic. They feel hope in this fight. It's not over yet.
You know what? All weekend long, yeah, I'll say it's a weekend. Any day that you play MLBB professionally is a weekend. Severo hasn't been playing well. This is the least stellar performance we've seen him on any gold laner, a meta gold laner at that. 0-4. He couldn't get anything.
It's difficult because Dominkite is always there. But speaking of Dominkite, it always makes me confused of the name, but 0-4-9 as well. So gold laners this game not feeling well. But no one's feeling well. UA actually popping up Purify, just narrowly escaping death as Kyrie.
SOD!
The SOD comes in. Dominkite in the picture right now, going for Lutfi. There's a 3-man onto the NetherRealm. Lutfi will fall next. Network taking charge of that back line. They want this first win. Kyrie taking a little bit too much damage as well. Will be able to escape death, but just for now, they might be able to win this. 20 seconds, what do you say?
That's the call. The call is endable.
It's just a better Kyrie against the world. It's Aurora, the Northern Lights. They're seeing hope in their eyes for their first game win. 2-1 to Aurora.
Aurora have found their footing. Lights up, sees the win. 2-1. This is the cleanest we've seen Aurora in weeks.
Yeah.
We've seen the M6, I'd say, right? Even the challenge stage didn't look as clean
Since the grand finals of MPL.
since the grand finals of MPL PH. I mean, it's definitely a hard loss for Onic Esports. I mean, this entire series is feels like a whole wrestling arc, right? Game 1, Game 2, both teams throwing calculated punches and jabs, looking for the KO punch. Game 3, they were slogging it out. They were going for the jabs. They were just going for whatever illegal takedowns you could think of in an MMA match. But at the end of the day, Aurora proved that whenever there's darkness, there's going to be light.
For all the Aurora haters, it's like you watched Game of Thrones and then they changed writers mid-season. Because suddenly they're winning! Suddenly they're in the shape of their life, and it seems like it's Onic who has to go back to the drawing board.
I think a lot of people would, at some point, would be thinking that this is the Aurora that we all knew. This was a demon kite that everyone knew, right? Edward on this Lucas 9-1. We haven't seen such a powerful Lucas game, completely shutting down Onic, who wants to be in Aurora's face. What can Savero do? What can Kyrie do? Nothing.
Edwards Lucas is so scary. I was afraid that he would bite me. It was that good. Like, he was jumping through walls, flickering and killing dudes. I mean, numbers-wise, he should be the MVP. But I think Demon Kite is a man-possessed.
Yep.
Yeah.
He is Suyo right now.
But to be fair, I think Edward played a heck of a game, using that Lucas to his full potential. He doesn't care about the front lines. He just wants to take down Sans. He just wants to take down Safaro, and he did a heck of a good job. It's 9-1. But all said and done, Aurora reminds me of this one team. This entire lineup is basically a Ube strategy from Walmart. What do you say?
From Walmart?
It's a different Ube strategy. Without you just swap out the Estes for the Faramis, and
I mean,
everyone just goes ham into it.
It makes sense. Like, 3 out of 5 dudes came from
But
Blacklist
the Blacklist,
International.
right? Yeah.
So yeah, I can see how that works. Yeah.
Yeah, it was something that when Aurora was formed, people were like, this does bring us back to a little bit of that Blacklist flavor,
Yeah,
right?
so
you
that's
know?
what I mean.
Yeah.
So play it to your strengths, play it to something that you're comfortable with achieving. Don't really need to care too much about the meta. We make our own meta count.
And it's pretty interesting when you look at the Rora members and Onic members, right? We didn't really get to talk about, to establish this at the start, but Rora, you have members who are fresh, and then you have those who have won it all at the highest level, right? So you think about it, it's like a good mix of new and old. This game close, I would say it's Aurora dominant for a majority of it. Edward, like Leo said, MVP of the game.
That's right. He got that dog in him. He's a little pit bull. Well, no. Like a bulldog. There you go. Let loose. And interestingly enough, the 2 players who performed the best here in this series are their 2 veterans, are their 2 champions. MPL champions, world champions, MSC champions. It's them that they have to rely on to find their footing again.
Yeah, that, and also it reinforces the whole idea of is Salvero making an impact? The one game that he was shut down, you see that stark difference, right? Didn't get to play the game at all. You could say the same for Domain Kai, but overall, at the later stage, Domain Kai was able to come online, not Salvero. The big part of it is just Edward. He sees the Harif, he just dog on it.
Yeah, Savero got checked here. So none of us are saying that Savero doesn't deserve to be on Onic Esports. It's just, when it comes down to it, situations like this,
But to be fair,
what else does he have to pull out?
Savero actually played a heck of a good game. I'm not doubting his skill, not one bit. I think it was all down to the draft. Like, what are you going to do with a Harith? Once you build on an Athena shield and you're a Lucas and you turn into your beast form, there's nothing much you can do to run away from a Lucas that's constantly hunting you down.
Actually, none of them built Athenas.
Yeah.
It did come down to that. So it really was just Aurora understanding the fundamental situation of, yeah, logically he's not dealing enough damage. He can't fight us. Don't build Athenas.
Yes, he can't kill us, right? He still has to go to the Nether Realm. He has to deal with a Hylos and a Lucas. And at the same time, it also goes back to like what Onic chose in the draft, right? We said that this Harry pick kind of locks out the joy completely. That might have made some variations, but we would only find out in an alternate universe. This entire game, I think credits to Onic. Them keeping themselves in the game, big part of it also came down to the veteran, right? Keyboy, Kyrie, the veteran sees the foresight to extend the game when it felt like all hope was lost.
Yeah, this was actually one of the fights So Edward, no beast form in both of these. Friends turn rivals or having a friendly rival.
It's an anime moment right there.
Yeah, I mean, like even without beast form, he solo killed Kyrie, right?
Yeah.
It really
You know
does
what
show.
would make it better? Is Suyo in it, because I've read rumors of Naruto. So you got the Sasuke versus Naruto kind of grand battle right there. That would have been the icing on the cake. You know
I
what
love
I'm
Spy X Family.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My
Loves
favorite
ice,
anime,
man.
yeah, I've had Sakamoto days, you know. He got the QB in him.
My Shiranui.
We actually have my Shiranui.
Yeah, we actually do.
Amazing work by Aurora here. It took a lot. You guys know exactly what's going on with this team online, right? They got blasted, not just by Filipino fans, but Auroras all around the world. So now here today, is this not a statement?
Yeah, it's crazy, right? It's really crazy because it's been such a long time since you see a team taking so much heat with every single loss. It's just essays after essays where people became like essay writers at one point, right? Just paragraphs after paragraphs, questioning everyone. Oh, it's Renege's fault. Is Master the Basic? What is he doing with the draft? But at least this one restores some hope. Doesn't guarantee Aurora into the playoffs, but at least they're still in it for the running. Let's talk to the smiling demon, because we have him online to talk about this first series win. Demon Kite with us. Finally, first series win. How's everyone feeling over there at JB?
It feels so good to win because the last two matches we lost. So yeah, it feels very good.
All right, Kite, I have a question for you. What did you guys do last night? What did you talk about? What changed? Because today you finally won against Onic Esports nonetheless. What did you guys do to change your performance here today?
I think our past two games was just how do you say that? I think we're a bit overwhelmed, and also our preparation. I think there's something wrong on the preparation. So we fixed it today, and yeah, we just won against Onic.
My question is pretty simple. We're moving on to the next stage, and Aurora is in a very tricky spot. What are you doing to prepare yourself up for big matches? You got Falcons, Philippines, you got Evo's Holy. Is there any preparations in mind? How do you feel?
For us, I think we just have to play our best, and then we'll just see the results, because I think no matter how we prepare, it's just us versus us. So yeah, we just have to see.
Yeah, I want to kind of hone in on that, right? Because I know this victory means a lot to to you and the entirety of Aurora. It's been such a long time since you guys have such a big win. But how do you guys sort of navigate all that online chatter about Aurora, all those questions, all those doubts? Like, it must be tough, right? How do you guys manage that expectations coming into every game?
I think the whole team is just not using social media right now.
That's good. That's good.
So we just just review some games, then yeah, just ignore the social media.
As you
Focus on your
should.
gameplay. Just focus on yourself.
As you should. That's why you're not looking at my messages, huh?
Leo was super stressed out, like he couldn't sleep yesterday. We were talking to Leo yesterday until today. Before you guys won, he was stressed out of his mind. But I mean,
It
it's
was
good.
like,
Yeah, he was walking off set like he needed.
Jokes aside, guys, jokes aside,
Yeah.
I'm super happy that you guys are dealing with the
Thanks.
pressure and the hate online very well, and now you won. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Real quick, how do you like the meta? Since you guys are getting a better grasp at it, what are your comments on the current meta game?
I think the meta right now is really good. It's just balance. I think the meta right now is balance, and I think no one has the advantage right now on the meta. I think everyone is just fair, and whoever is the best team wins. Yeah.
Yeah, comes down to just skills, right? Skills and preparation. So, Demon Kai, before we let you off, do you have any words to all the Aurora fans that has stayed by your side the entire time?
To all the Aurora fans, thank you so much for supporting us, and we'll see you guys on our next match.
Yeah, hopefully we get to see more of you guys. 2 more games tomorrow, but for now you can. Thank you very much. Get some good rest.
Thank you, thank
we
you,
see you
thank you.
soon.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you, thank you very much.
All right, so that's the key. All right. Anybody start blasting y'all? Just
yeah, just don't look at it.
get
Don't
off
look at it.
social media.
I can tell. Speaking from experience, it helps, right? You go on a detox. You just ignore that online space. Go out, touch grass, do whatever you want. Spend time with your friends and family. It does help. Maybe that's the key, right? Like Aurora, this is not a short journey, right? It took a couple of months to get back to where they are. Let's take a look at some updates. Stream C, EVOS Holy coming out on top,
Holy.
taking down Falcons Esports from Myanmar. And this is the opponent that Aurora has to face off against tomorrow too.
I think Falcons, no, Aurora lost to
Falcon.
Falcons,
Esports.
yeah.
And then they're going to be facing up against EVOS next.
And then Team Falcons PH
And
after
then
that.
Onic ID won against Falcons. So it's anyone's game.
It's like a,
It's a
It's a
mix-up.
triangle.
It's
yeah.
a mix-up in Group B.
It's like a paper, scissors, rock kind of situation.
I mean, we say Group A is a group of death, but I think the actual
Yeah,
group
it's
of death
crazy,
right
bro.
now is Group B. But for now, we are going to go to break. That concludes our second series of the day. But don't go anywhere, because after this, we got another banger. Bigatron Alpha, the robots against Flash Singapore after this break.
You so much for our supporting me. I always see your comment. I mean, from Fishkin. Really thanks for our supporting me.
Iron Seeking dari idola MM. Lah, nggak ada. Bukan idola, aku nggak jago soalnya.
Tadi toh kasi para sa amin kasi positivity is everything. So lahat ng napagdadaanan namin, matalo man kami or manalo, nandun pa rin yung happiness namin kasi na-experience namin yung tournament. And yun, looking forward kami sa mga next tournament namin kasi alam namin babawi kami.
Actually, dati pa namin gustong makatapat yung Onic Indo sa mga international tournament. Nung sa M6, parang na-excite kami na makatapat sila, pero sadly, hindi umabot. So, nung time na nalaman namin na na maglalaro yung Onic Indo sa SPS, sobrang na-excite kami, tapos parang gusto na namin silang makatapat agad. Kasi lagi din kami nagbubugan sa scrim nun.
I think you forgot to put some numbers or special character. You know, maybe you need to use your brain a bit. Yeah.
Kenapa semua orang ngomongin gue gila? Gue masih waras guys. Sip.
King Kong vs Kyrie. Abangan nyo guys pag nagkatapat kami.
I'm not that type. Didn't mean to get you so excited. Tried to tell you not to fall in love. Why you always hit me uninvited? Was hoping you would get the picture. I've had enough. Now it's time for me to turn around. Thought you knew what this was. Yeah, I am superstar. You were never the one for me. Never should have fell for me. Take back your heart. Why don't you take it back? We never had a chance. I'm gonna take back the one heart. Call it a savage love, just till I had enough of us. I'm good, babe. I'm on my own. This ain't a phase. Just let me go. Told you that I'm not that type. Don't wanna waste it right. Begging for one more chance. Yeah. Oh, you got carried away. Ooh, you made me to say. Even messing with greatness, space is stay in your place. I was stuck in a place when you got in the way. All the love that we made got me stuck on your brain. Got no time to stay here and say goodbye. Yeah, I am superstar. You were never the one for me. Never should have fell for me. Take back your heart. Why don't you take it back? You never had a chance. I'm gonna take back the one heart. Call it a savage love, just till I had enough of us. Take back your heart.
Now they know about our dedication. Not just hard work, it's also patience. Chipped away at it and ignored the hate. And now we big Tom status and it's us for the take. And we eat, dream about it every time we sleep. Making moves, just look at my feet. Yeah, we bring the heat. We make every situation sweet. Now all we need is, yeah, we going up, up, but don't call it good luck, luck. Earning what we got, 'cause all we do is give it. Yeah, we going up, up, but don't call it good luck, luck. Earning what we got, 'cause all we do is give it more. Give it more, give it more, give it more right now, right now. Give it more. Give it more, give it more, give it more, give it more. Give it more. Give it all we got, give it all we got. Give it more. Oh yeah. Give it more. Give it all you got. Give it more, give it more, give it more right now, right now. Give it more, give it more, give it more, give it more. Give it all we got, give it all we got. Oh yeah. Let's go. Put it in motion. Baby, we're going faster, 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 faster. Seizing the moment. Baby, keep going faster, 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 faster. Speed up, make nothing rough. Foot on the gas till you got nothing left. Let's drive to the top of the mountain and see the view. Let's vibe, looking back on the journey, just me and you. Ain't nobody wanna go slow. Yeah, I was chilling in the past, I was so low. Now that I got you in my life, I'm like, go, go. I be living for the thrill of it. Whoa, whoa. I hear you like to gamble. Let's take the road, let's travel. No, I'm a lot to handle, but I wanna go fast with you.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, do we have a banger of a match?
Alhamdulillah itu.
Let's give them a call right now. Ring, 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 ring. You there? It's ahead against the pride of the Philippines in Onic, Philippines.
It's going to be a very, very action-packed last match. And I got to say, Evo's Holy, previous match, a bit of a surprise. Not disappointed,
Not
though.
for me.
But I don't think, I gotta be honest with you, I don't think there's gonna be a surprise here, man.
Ooh.
Their chances are looking pretty low. Yes, they did sweep the day yesterday, but this time around, let's just, logic it out easily. In M6, how many times TLID faced off against Onic PH? Eterna? 3 times, right?
Maybe.
How many times they won? I'm sorry, I'm not gonna say it, but this time around, they just finished their match against TLID, and it doesn't look good at all. And how can it look good here against Onic PH?
Sometimes it's not as clear cut as that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a rock, paper, scissor kind of situation,
Maybe.
right? Like, let's hope for the
Maybe.
best for SRG right now. Okay, give them the benefit of the doubt. Because, some teams, when they lose, they learn. Hell is not a lose, it's a learn. And maybe they learned something from that match against TLID. So let's bring up the official team roster for SRG. Let's see, the Selangor Red Giants, once called the Immortal Giants.
Let's see. Who will it be the same for SRG 20?
That's a thing.
25.
Innocent? Yums? Okay, still the same with Kram, Sakai, Stormy, Yums, as well as Innocent.
Man, the matchup in the gold lane is gonna be pretty spicy if I know who's gonna, who's gonna match up against Innocent. These are 2 PH gold laners, and they're on top of their game right now, so it's gonna be bang, hopefully.
Yeah, let's see. All right, I mean, SRG here. Disappointing start of their journey here in the second day. But let's see here. I expect them to repair things, especially going up against another team that is very, very strong in this tournament. Maybe, adjustment, preparation, and then maybe they will come on top.
Yep, that's the thing. So let's take a little bit more of a closer look to the statistics of SRG once again. Now, we have a few stats on the table. Anything that we really need to look out for here, Shefin?
Maybe not the stats, but I just feel like the Jawhead is playing a big role in Selangor Giants' success yesterday. And after TLID just banned it 2 times, Yums does not look good.
Ooh.
In that game.
Let's see, right? Another thing I gotta say is the game duration here for SRG. Pretty fast,
wow.
right? 11:25 average, 13 minutes or so. So I think the top tier teams, and SRG is definitely one of them. They like to play it fast, relatively. So expect both teams, drafting wise, to draft around more on the early game.
But I like what Sheffin actually brought out, because in our interview with St. DeLucas earlier, he did mention, I think maybe SRG right now are a little bit too reliant on the Jawhead. So maybe that's something that, of course, Onic Philippines now know. Or maybe SRG has actually shaken things up a little bit after that match we saw against TLID. So now let's have a ring and see what SRG is feeling right before their match against the number 1 in the Philippines.
Kita tahu lawan dengan Onic PH ni dorang, pada aku dorang biasa-biasa je lah, tapi so far dorang asyik menang. Kau lebih tahu vibe team ni macam mana? Macam mana vibe dorang untuk lawan dengan Onic PH ni?
Sekarang tengah serious mood, sebab tu kita macam slow je kat sini kan, bagi dorang fokus kat sana. Onic PH kuat sebenarnya, kuat, tapi kita try bantai 2-0 lah. Okay, boleh.
Okay, ini aku nak tanya team punya preparation macam mana? Dorang makan cukup ketak, tidur cukup ketak dan sebagainya, sebab kalau tengok Innocent macam makan cukup tapi yang lain tak sure.
Sebenarnya semua terlebih makan. Cuma nampak tak nampak je. Tapi dari segi mood tu kita cuba kekalkan good mood lah dari semalam, supaya kita ada momentum yang baik lah sampai ke penghujung nanti.
Okay, so tak ada sesiapa nak kalah, tapi awal-awal tadi first game tadi dah kalah and then dapat rehab for the second match. Jadi macam mana coach, manager dan sebagainya untuk pastikan yang player tak koyak, dorang still fokus and roughly ada game plan lah untuk lawan game ketiga ini.
Okay, untuk tadi mungkin nervous sikit ke, kita tak sure kan. Tapi lepas kalah tu kita reset lah. Kita terus discuss and plan untuk game plan untuk menentang Onic PH. Tapi semua nampak yakin kita ada buat perubahan sikit lah. And kita harapkan perubahan tu akan berjaya buahkan hasil lah.
Alright, thank you very much. May, aku tak nak kacau orang, aku gerak dulu.
Interesting.
Yeah. Glad to see that LaFell is still LaFell.
Unhinged, right?
Yeah. Probably the most unhinged guy in the world of Mobile
In the
Legends.
world.
In the world.
Yeah.
In the world.
Wow.
In the world. Well, we could take a little bit from that interview, despite it being in Malaysian. I think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but technically they're still confident. Although they know that Onic Philippines is a very strong team, they're still confident that they can win a 2-0 victory in this best of 3. They did have enough sleep. They did eat. And they're trying their best to reset from their previous loss against TLID and reset the mood to make sure that they can come into this match with the best that they can. Am I missing anything?
I think you're pretty on the spot there.
Yeah?
You're pretty
Is
on
that
the spot.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you Malaysian?
I don't know if I was 100% correct with that translation. I mean, if you guys have a little bit more information from that other than the crawling, you can put it in the comments right now, because that would be helpful for us.
For what reason though would you just squat while interviewing?
Why not? Why not? So let's take a look at the official team roster now for Onic Philippines. We have Kirk, King Kong, Super Prince, Brusco, as well as Kelra. Still the main 5.
I mean, you can see it in the screen earlier on the top right. It said OP, and they're OP indeed in this game, or like in this time period, because like I feel like they're the only team out there that's comfortably in the S tier out of all the teams.
They're world champs.
Yeah, heads above the
Actual
rest.
world champs.
Without losing a single match.
Amazing.
World champs for a reason. They play MLBB effortlessly.
They kind of
somehow.
They make it look effortlessly,
Exactly.
right? You
No,
mean-
no, they play it effortlessly.
Oh, they play it
Exactly.
effortlessly.
It's like
they figured out Mobile Legends.
Okay.
It's the best way to put it.
Let's see how long their era can last.
Oh,
Because
interesting.
if we're talking about eras, man, I'm sad about Blacklist.
Don't bring that up, but we're gonna see here some of the things that we can bring up for Onic PH. Statistics, interestingly enough, they banned Harith 4 times and Glue 3 times, so that's something that you don't really see very often.
I guess it does make sense, right? They have the Harith that's most banned, and most pick we have the Granger, so obviously they do want to create space poor Kelra in that gold lane, being the MVP finals as well. What else can we gather from what we're seeing on screen right now?
Maybe the Chowhead Cho and the Hilda. So 3 most picked heroes here is EXP slash roam heroes. So there's a lot of variation in the gold lane, the mid laner, and also the jungle for King Kong. And we know that King Kong is an absolutely amazing player. I believe yesterday he only got killed a single time. Just a single time. You know, how could you do that?
That's King Kong. All right, again, with the new hair, it seems like it's still the old, reliable King Kong. Let's see, though, will he be able to bring that flair in this match? SRG, sure, they took an L earlier, but I mean, I wouldn't underestimate SRG just because of that, performance.
Yeah, always respect. Respect is always has to be given to the opponent. Just play the same way. At least treat them at the same tier, even though you're gonna win by a landslide, even though you're gonna win a close game. I think that's the best mentality going to every match that you're gonna do.
For sure, for sure. And with SRG's win streak being torn down by TLID earlier, I wonder if they want to bring someone else down with them, because Onic Philippines right now is still standing at 100% win rate and game rate. And I think that's something that they do want to consider coming into this. So SRG, Onic, we talked about them in general, but let's take a look at the specifics. Sakai's versus King Kong. Now, what do you think we can expect from this matchup?
Flair.
Flair.
Right, Flair. Flair from the side of King Kong, and as well as Sakai. Sure, Sakai is here, not really. We saw him on the Hayabusa earlier. Didn't really perform well. But maybe, right, we can see he practically soloed Fabian on that second game. And I do believe we might see a 1v1, up close and personal jungler here between King Kong and as well as Sakai's this time around.
Speaking of King Kong, it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a talk with King Kong before their next matchup. So let's get straight to it.
Love Malaysian food. To all the Malaysian viewers, if you guys see them, I think you guys can give them nasi lemak, right? Yes. Okay, so they love nasi lemak. Now, guys, I see that you guys are actually very busy outside. Every time. Now, just now I even saw you without a shirt. What was that about? Ba't ka nakahubad kanina?
Ano lang, sobrang init ng mga laban.
The games are getting hot, so he took off his shirt. Okay, now I have a question. What do you guys usually do before the game starts? Because I see some teams, they're like in very serious conversations, and then everybody in Onic was just playing around.
Billiards, tsaka nag-chess lang.
Oh, chess. Now, the other day, I actually saw them playing chess outside, and I heard from your manager that you both are always late because you guys are playing chess. Why do you guys like playing chess so much?
To warm up our brain.
Wow. So you guys use your brain a lot in-game? Sure?
Sure.
Guys, do you guys agree? Oh, Onic, the boy says, Kelra, Kirk, they don't agree that they use their brains to play. Now, this is not the first time you're meeting Selangor Red Giants. You guys have met them before in M6, and you guys actually dropped them to the lower bracket. Brusco, how confident are you with this matchup?
100%.
100%. Do you guys think you guys can win 2-0?
2-0.
2-0. Now that you are on a 6-0, what do you have to say to Innocent before this match starts?
Innocent, good luck. And have fun. Wag ka pa bugbog kay Kelra.
Innocent, have fun. Don't get beaten up by Kelra in the lane. All right, thank you very much to King Kong and to Brusco. Tanpa mumbuang masa, mari kita ka panel.
Thank you so much, guys, for that interview. Okay. There's a little bit of a spicy take with Innocent as well, and it makes sense, right? I mean, so far the performance that we've seen from SRG have been highly center focused around Innocent. So the fact that they have their eyes on Innocent, it does make me a little bit nervous for SRG, if I am to be honest. But speaking of honesty, honestly, this tournament wouldn't be here without Snapdragon, right? Snapdragon when winning matters. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much to this particular sponsor, because, I mean, year after year after year, it's a tournament that keeps on giving, is it not?
Right. And again, thank you so much. Snapdragon when winning matters. Sheffin, do you not agree?
I would agree with that. That's an objectively correct statement.
Snapdragon Elite Gaming, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Man,
But
oh, man.
also, earlier on, my prediction was right. So let's take a look at our predictions for this match.
Oh, interesting.
Are you Team SRG or are you Team Onic Philippines?
Oh.
Now I like it. There is a little bit of a difference in opinion. 2-1 for me and Goni for Onic Philippines. But here it seems like
Direct.
Sheffin has a specific opinion about this. 2-0.
I mean, do you want to change your prediction right now?
No.
I think it's a good time to change it.
No, it's
I don't
fine.
think so.
Okay, it's 2-0 it
I
is then.
stand up by
I think
my
it's
prediction.
2-0. Though.
I know, man.
Same.
But you know, alongside with Snapdragon, obviously this tournament would also not be here without DHL. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are wondering what career path is good for you and if there are any other career paths that are available, for those of you guys who are watching, you guys can level up your career with DHL. Find your job at www.esl.gg/fe-career. Now, okay, we can focus back into the match. So we are moments away of coming into the drafting phase, and once again, we did talk about the Jawhead. Now, do you think that Onic would go so far as to ban the Jawhead in the first phase, or actually pick it up for themselves in the first phase? Now that we do see that they have blue side.
I think they used the Jawhead the best, these two teams, so I'm kind of bracing the fact that Onic PH will just let this one go, and the Slangaray Giants will have a say on whether this hero will be banned or not.
I mean, based on the statistics, yes. But also, a hero that was highlighted earlier on was the Bedang. Now that is the one I feel like one of the teams might actually ban here in the first phase. But let's see. Right on a PH though. Direct approach here. Innocent is godly on the Moskov. Let's ban it out. Hayabusa alongside the Matilda. SRG though, will they ban the Granger or will they actually ban the Jawhead themselves?
There is another hero that's left on the table here, and it's kind of a bit maybe a foreshadowing from Onic PH. They said earlier that they play chess, Connie. So what hero do you think is chess adjacent in Mobile Legends? Yeah. What do you reckon? How high their rating is?
A good 2K, I guess.
Wow.
2K elo.
Man.
Yeah, mid blitz or
rapid. Rapid.
I think rapid, good 1800 2K. I
Okay.
believe the ratings.
It's just shy, just below me, 500 by 500 points.
Not bad.
We can fact check that later.
Later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back to the game here.
Back to the drafts.
Granger is still
First,
open.
Suyo, Ranger.
Oh yes, Suyo.
Harith.
Harith is also open, you're right.
But then I think Harith is more of a response pick than the first pick though, and Granger will be the choice for Onic PH. Kellera with pretty much any hero that he brings to the table is always lethal, but this is especially lethal.
I mean, 69% as well, positive here. The Granger for SPS. Let's see here, the response from the side of SRG. They knew that this Granger might come to surface, so I want to see what their response is. I guess...
Jawhead and Harith, maybe.
Jawhead and Harith straight away. I feel like
They're
they can...
on Kaja right now.
Nah, that's they're trolling. Oh, Suyo is still open. I forgot about that. So maybe Suyo will be just the straightforward answer here. Very, very standard. Can do a lot of things.
They can hold off the Harith, actually.
Yeah.
Suyo. Oh, and Jawhead. So yeah, Harith potentially third pick there for the side of SRG. They want to secure and lock in Suyo and Jawhead first. Yeah, I mean, pretty much straightforward, right? You want to invade early.
Man, but this is dangerous information, right? Is Jawhead that imperative to their gameplay that they're so reliant on this Jawhead in the first phase?
Let's see.
I mean, in terms of Bush owning, I don't think anyone else does it better in the first
Cho?
3 levels. Well, I think Cho loses out against Jawhead, to be honest. At least in the damage department. But once you get the items going, you can actually tank more damage. It's gonna work better. Now it's gonna be a Hilda and also a Joy. It's kind of denying the Hilda away from Slangaray Giants because they picked Joy too. So killing 2 birds with 1 stone here. King Kong is also known for his Joy.
I mean, interesting, right? If we take a page from Team Liquid's game earlier, they got the Joy and the Hilda as well. So potentially here, Onic PH are cooking something similar or try to do it their own approach. Let's see though, SRG, will the Harith come through? It's not going to be the Harith, so Harith might be banned. But then again, going up against a Hilda and a Joy, Harith can actually, it's gonna take a tough time. So Phoveus should be okay here for SRG.
Yeah, and it's also, as Stormy said, chill guy with a chill draft. I think this is more of a, it is pretty good in a whole scheme of things, but Mr. Cram is very comfortable with this Phoveus pick, as we're gonna go into the second banning phase here. Slangwari Giants needs to ban out maybe for sure a mid laner that Onic PH does not have, or maybe they can just kind of, you know, scan it out. Will it be a Hilda roam or a Hilda EXP later? But they don't get to play chess, Connie. It's interesting that Yves is pretty much left open the first phase.
Yeah, they
Very
do
rare.
not want to pick up themselves as well, and they want to limit the hero here for Super Friends. Onic PH though, what is going to be their move? Seems like the Harith still will be the answer to be banned out here from side of Onic PH. SRG, will they commit to another mid laner? Do they want Sicilian here in this type of situation against the Joy, against the Hilda?
That's a good option too. That's a good option, to be honest. With a Granger and also Sicilian, they have abundance of range to work with, and it's more of an independent hero too, especially in the late game. Once you get that Bat's Feast going, the amount of healing and also utility that you provide, or like gifts to yourself to be able to last longer, the team fight is actually pretty underrated. So it will make sense, but it's going to be a Novaria instead for Slangwari Giants. And this is pretty straightforward, like no mid laner, ban the mid lanes. No gold laners, ban the gold lanes.
They do not want to meet the combination of Novaria and Granger here, right? Where you can have more hitbox in, say, that ult from Granger. SRG, first one to move here in the second phase. It's going to be the carry.
It's very interesting, a carry pick.
That's a bold move.
I mean, technically they could have gone something along the lines of a Bruno, but why do you think a carry is chosen here?
I think it complements the
Hylos maybe there.
Jawhead better, and also it's a way to kind of deter the Hilda a bit more useless in the late game part, because once you have that Wind of Nature, you're pretty much not gonna get any damage towards you, and you can shred the Hilda right away. But this is, I like this. But
wow.
Oh man, the objective setup for Onic PH is gonna be really, really good.
I thought that SRG picked up the carry to anticipate a tanky hero, right? Like a Hylos. But then again, Onic PH said, okay, you pick the carry. Here, we pick up the Tigreal, a hero that struggles somehow against the carry. So a bold move, but with the Faramis now. Okay.
Technically, they can go Valentina here.
Yeah, you're right.
For
Valentina.
SRG.
But yeah, I think that would be the perfect target, but do they want to go ban for the ultimate for Faramis here? I think Onic PH will play this one better, knowing that they can stay in the team fight. I guess, well, no. Slangwari Giants, I feel like they can stay in the team fight a bit longer than Onic PH.
Even with the Faramis, I don't think I agree.
I mean, I think Valentina here is really good because you can pick up the Implosion, you can pick up the Nether Realm as well, and it actually adds more oomph in your composition here for SRG.
Yeah, it should be Valentina unless Coach Ark will pick something that's out of the box, but it is Valentina indeed, and the composition is set in stone for these two teams. It turned out before you sign off. Any prediction?
I'm liking the drafts coming in from Onic, honestly. But with the addition of the Faramis ult now being able to be taken out with the Valentina, I think in the team fights, SRG does have a chance.
Okay.
Let's see here. 10 heroes has been set for the first game. Onic PH and SRG.
Game number one. Slangwari Giants really needs this W after that performance in the first game in day number 2 against TLID. If there's a time to bounce back, it is now. But the opponent is no slouch either. Reigning world champions. The undisputed best team in the world in Onic Philippines. Can they pull off the impossible this time.
This time, it's gonna be Malaysia taking on the Philippines. Who will come out on top, ladies and gentlemen? This is still game number 1 of this best of 3 Land of Dawn. Here we go.
Okay, so we're gonna take a look at some of the spells after this. Stormy and also Super Prince in the mid lane. I think Super Prince will have a bit of a better time in the first level, and you can see there some of the hits that Super Prince have been giving towards Stormy. It's not even close.
For now, yeah, I mean, SRG this time will play a little bit more passively, looking to just take the lethal. They got it though, so I think it's still a-okay here for both of the teams.
Yeah, well, you know what I like about Onic though? The fact that they know that they're not really favored in that Lethal Wonder battle, and King Kong just straight up take the cam in the bottom lane as he's rotating down or like top here for the purple buff. As we're going to take a look at the player emblems here, a lot more emphasis towards flat damage here. A lot of thrills from Onic PH for the Hilda as well to be able to further his laning potential against Cram. And you might want to watch out for the damage from Kirk, because in terms of healing, he's definitely not the greatest compared to a Hilda. But he does have that Vengeance though, instead of that Revitalize or Flicker that maybe usually are another option for a Phoveus.
I mean, so far so good, ladies and gentlemen here. No first blood just yet. Both junglers effective, I have to say, in their patterns. And let's see here. Brusco actually quite isolated, terrified as well. That is going to be Brusco taken down. SRG though, striking first here in this game.
The bush traps that's been set by SRG, it's always so lethal when Jawhead is on the composition. Yumes being that menace in the bushes for pretty much everyone. Not even a roamer or a XP laner is safe from this Jawhead and the ejectors. And now Brusco will try to just give out a bit of vision towards the jungler as King Kong just straight up concede the turtle on towards Langore Giants, which right now leads by a mere 100 gold.
A comfortable turtle take, right, from SRG because of that first blood. Onic PH wasn't really keen on taking over as well. It's a 2v1 now. Cram looking to find Kirk, but the damage was more than enough to take him down. Kirk surviving, and that is another kill for Onic PH. They equalized on the board.
Intelligent play coming in from King Kong. He knows the limits too, even with the Vengeance of Phoveus and Cram. He knows that he can still burst them down with the electrifying bits, full combo too. And now Onic PH is equalizing on the kill count. Gotta watch out for this Joy, because as I said earlier, this guy is very much known for picking up this hero. Meanwhile though, in the top lane, this is not gonna be a good lane for Innocent. Yes, he is one of the best in the business for this lane, but the matchup, in terms of range, he is outranged by a mile here, especially with the Death Sonata. SRG pretty much gonna try to help him out in the laning affairs.
Action, more action here in the bottom side. Phoveus, Infernal Pursuit. It's 3v1 now. Graham will not be able to sustain the damage from King Kong. Onic PH was able to find a kill there. Perhaps a slight miscalculation there from the side of SRG.
For sure, Cram 2 times by now. He needs to watch out for his positioning, even though he is definitely tanky. One of the tankiest member of Slangore Giants. It's not vulnerable in any way possible against King Kong. And also Kirk, that has a lot of damage in the first place. As I said earlier, the Thrill definitely helps the flat damage to come through when you have the Shred from the second skill.
Let's see here, another reset. Onic though, with just 2 kills, well, just a kill ahead. They're able to collect 1,000 gold in total. Let's see here, it's going to be the second turtle. SRG looking for the takeover as King Kong is already poking the turtle down. Cram now with the Infernal Pursuit activated. Super Friends pop the Netherrealm early! That's a good knockup as King Kong collects calmly the turtle. Now they might go for war as SRG wasn't even able to find the body, but that will be Onic PH finding the neutral objective.
Yeah, I would say it's still a W for Onic PH. Meanwhile, though, Kirk, not gonna be much damage towards him just because of the neutral objective is traded to a roamer. Brusco is definitely happy that the fact that his team got a lot of gold in exchange for his life is not really that valuable in this kind of position.
Another focus here on towards bottom side. This time it is actually Cram who is aided by Sakai's, but no, they do not want business. Item check. It is actually Granger here. 2 items already early. Hunter, Strike, and Malefic Roar.
Yeah, so a lot of
penetration
that he can pretty much steal towards the frontliner of Slangored Giants, and that's pretty much on brand with Granger's playstyle. You want to poke, you want to get someone from the front 2-pack is going to be crazy. And now, with the fact that you have the Hunter Strike and also Malefic Roar, Brusco has, doesn't always have to be picky about his approach. And we were talking about penetration. Kirk actually bought a single, whatchamacallit? The dagger? Not dagger. The penetration item, the lone one there. So it boosts his damage towards Cram, and you can see there the damage from Keller is already crazy.
That's Ejector on towards Kirk. Oh my goodness, Kirk bursted down. Win there for SRG, but will they force more? It seems like they want to disengage, considering 2 members from that side will recall. So let's see here, Onic PH, no compensation from Kirk getting taken down.
Might be a bit of compensation here at the bottom lane, but Mr. Stormy just rotates and try to clear the lane. And Kellera is comfortably gonna take this one. No death so far and no kills, but Kellera is definitely already online with this Granger with his multiple penetration items. This will be a huge turtle from both sides. Humes already gets spotted out.
Yep, that's going to be the pull from Prince. Humes now, chunk to half HP. Another round pops from that side SRG. Will they be able to collapse? Graham now in the midst of it. Oh, Brusco flickers out of danger. Kurt now still tanking, but Kelra secures 1 member. Now it's going to be Stormy here out of position, but Sakai's secures the turtle. Now with the conceal, they want to disengage. So that's a kill for a turtle.
Okay, finally a bit of a compensation there towards the death of Cram, but let's see if they can defend this one. The answer is yes. Man, oh man, Onic, the way they took that team fight is so good. The fact that they know they kind of have the numbers advantage, even though it's a 5v5. The fact that Innocent cannot be as close as he can with the carry because the lack of range is very evident. Meanwhile, you have a gold laner that can hit it from 30 feet. Makes you pretty much on the team fight longer than Slangored Giants, but Slangored Giants was able to get the turtle, so a bit of a consolation prize there, even though right now they're down about almost 3k gold lead.
Earlier, I believe, King Kong also got the purple buff. So Sakai's, maybe his retribution was still on cooldown, but King Kong managed to get the purple, so that's a small win. And you can see here, level-wise, King Kong is level 12. Meanwhile, Sakai is still level 11. So there's a gap level there from both junglers.
And no one is taking care of the long lane here, or bottom lane for Slangored Giants, so they missed out on a bit of a few minions. And so far, the macro play coming in from King Kong has been a bit better compared to Sakai's, but he does play the Joy, which gives you a lot of option to roam around the map with these dashes. Meanwhile, Brusco, I want to go for something here.
Activated the conceal. Didn't really find an angle there to engage a member from SRG, but it does seem like they want to defend the mid turret here. SRG, very well done. But now, Onic PH, they're still in control, all right? Top tier 1, bot tier 1. Map-wise here, SRG, they are behind.
For sure, you can see it in the way they played, man. It's just, right now, Onic is handling the tempo. SRG is just responding on what Onic PH is doing. And by the way, Kirk actually bought a Heptasy, so he kind of committed towards more damage instead of going towards a full tank build, which is a bit more peculiar in this meta. As you can see there, the pokes. It's not poking, man. It's actual damage, especially towards the back line.
Yeah, that's info, right? I mean, as Innocent, not a healthy HP. Onic, they are more confident in controlling the river area. Take a look at the positioning from Kirk there. Heptasy is doing work as well as Stormy, forced to back away. The mid now is open. They might actually go for a fight. Now it's going to be another round popped from the left side. It's going to be the stun as well, but take a look in the backside. Kelra finds Stormy. Innocent goes down. Now it's going to be Onic again, collapsing SRG. 2 members isolated. Hume's taken down. It's going to be Karam now stuck with the Infernal Pursuit. Will not be able to survive as Kelra finds 5, and that's Savage from Onic PH.
That's the gold standard for you, my man. A wipeout and a Savage for Kelra. My goodness gracious, what can this man do? And the whole team of Onic PH took that team fight just absolutely beautifully. The way that King Kong was able to survive with 1 HP, and the ultimate from the Fire Mist was able to save him out of the trouble. This is an absolute perfect MLBB being played by Onic PH.
Kelra again delivers in the first game, and now with that Savage, with the lore take as well, SRG, they are completely on the back foot.
Man, oh man. Right now, about 8k gold lead for Onic PH. Definitely not a good look for Slango Red Giants, which already accumulated about 25k gold behind from TLID. Right now, they're already 8k in 10 minutes. Stormy in trouble.
Another round popped, forced there by the side of Onic PH. Still able to get out though, but that is going to be info. Stormy hold off his Purify, so perhaps that's a small win that his spell is still active. Let's see though, in the mid, that will collapse here shortly. SRG trying to defend their mid-baser. Yumes though, very low, and that's gonna be the dive. Kelra again, finding the execution. That will be Kelra securing the god-like, and that's gonna be Onic PH just inside the base of SRG.
Man, even Brusco is not trying to be creative about it. He's just standing there menacingly because they know Slango Giants had no chance to do this one. Can they actually do this one though? Brusco getting ejected.
That's an ejector. Oh, that's a Terrify from the TIG. King Kong will find the kill in the back lines. That's going to be Ram taken down as well as Kelra secures another double. Stormy. Good night as Onic PH shows yet another dominant performance in game one. Innocent will now be able to defend. That's a triple. That's another wipeout. And the main base here will be destroyed.
Exactly 12 minutes. So far, SRG has been losing all their games in 10 plus K gold lead to their opponent's favor. This is a hard situation to bounce back from. It's not as easy as saying just reset. Man, oh man, what is going to be the solution here?
Okay, maybe can I change my prediction now? Is it too late?
I told you, man.
Is it too late now, guys? What?
What is showing?
What is showing? Is that our first Savage, by the way?
I'm not quite
Zipper?
sure.
In challenge finals, probably, I guess.
Was our Maniac today our first Maniac as well from TLID?
I don't know about that.
Okay, we'll have Zipper check while we get into the details of this, but 14-4, this was a complete dismantling of SRG. And again, it feels like maybe it started all into the drafts, right? They drafted lanes that really favored them. Obviously, there was an argument to be made about the mid-prio. So what do you think lacked from SRG that they couldn't really translate that mid-prio into the side lanes?
Man, like I think they played the Jawhead actually pretty decently, but the fact that all of the lanes are kind of a losing lane to Kirk. Look at the gold difference as an EXP laner, by the way. 4k, almost 4k gold difference for an EXP laner is absolutely mental. Even when you look at the gold lane to 3k or almost 4k gold lane for Kelra after that Savage. He's a Filipino Savage for a reason, and that's the reason we give him the MVP with 9 kills and 1 assist out of 14 kills that Onic Philippines, or OP here in the screen, has gotten.
I gotta say, I guess the firepower is just lacking here, right? I mean, sure, in hindsight, we thought that carry Suyo, Valentina enough, but then again, the early game from Onic PH is just too controlling, and with the farm being behind, SRG lacks firepower. We saw multiple times that Cram wants to find an opening, wants to buy time for his team, and again, there was no follow-up because they know at the end of the day, hey, I ain't got no power. Don't open just yet. And Onic Philippines, they exploit that and they just, you know, control map. Let's find pickoffs. And then let's not forget about objectives. And Onic Philippines just showed us how to play MLBB.
I found it peculiar because at some point of the game, King Kong was actually behind in level against Sakai's. I think it was like the first 6 maybe minutes that went down. What were the objectives like?
I believe it was 2-1 turtle-wise for King Kong.
but it's pretty evident that even when they got the total, they still got a kill in the end. So it's not really an even trade in the end, though.
Right.
But I feel like Innocent, man, it's a whole
for SRG even
different, I guess, weapon that they have in the gold lane. I feel like they gave Kelra an actual sword. Meanwhile, Innocent is having a toy knife against them because, like, in terms of range, he loses out greatly.
Yeah.
And the fact that you want to just hope that Yums and Innocent combo will go through, I feel like it's asking a bit much in this particular scenario. As you're gonna see the emblems and the equipments that he already secured here. I like the Festival of Blood choice for Kelra, knowing that he wants to stay in the team fight even if he doesn't have a lot of spell fam from the War X. And 990 GPM. Wow, Kelra, I'm kind of disappointed in you.
What do you mean?
You're 10 away.
You want
You're 10 away.
You want 1,000
Yeah.
GPM, but yeah, I mean, shout out to Kelra. Very, very smart itemization as well. Built Halbert there to, anti-region. You can see here, yeah, sure. Brusco here, a little out of position, first blood. But at the end of the day, I feel like Onic PH, they knew how to recover, and that is try to suffocate the EXP. And Cram died twice early. Yeah, the rhythm from the side of SRG suddenly shakes.
Yeah, the sidelines, right? The sidelines were faltering. And in that interview with King Kong and Brusco earlier on, they did say that they would prioritize shutting down Innocent. And even from the drafts, they were able to do so. Looking at the highlights again from Kelra, what was his last updated KDA? 901?
Yeah, 901.
How in the world?
Well, just being Kelra. He's that guy. There's a
This is
reason why
Savage.
people call him Filipino Savage, And this is a hero that's
Boom.
perfect to use to get a Savage with the Sky Piercer as well. Gotta get the stack, and at this point it's just over. Man, oh man, it's not a good day for Slangered Giants overall.
That's a
Absolutely
tough
not.
day.
Absolutely not.
Wow. And again, they play MLBB effortlessly.
It's unfortunate, right? Because if this continues, if Onic go 2-0 against SRG, there is a chance, there is a world that we're living in that SRG don't make it to the challenge final playoffs. And Bigatron might be able to take that spot in their groups.
That's a possibility, but I don't know if the chances are gonna be big
It's
or not.
really high. It's
But
really high.
the good
If
news-
2-0,
yeah.
Onic, SRG tomorrow are going to be playing on our stream, by the way. That will be telling to see who gets that spot, either Bigatron or SRG.
I mean, if we're going by the placement in the M6 World Championship, they're quote-unquote kind of expected to lose against DLID and also Onic PH, at least from the fans' perspective. So I feel like so far they've done obviously you just can't forget about the gold difference and all of that. 3-0 is still 3-0. No matter how you get it or no matter how you get dominated, as long as you can reset and go about the same mentality the next day, I feel like they have a pretty solid chance. And they're still like 4-4, right? If they lose all the matches today.
Yeah, but now, as it stands, both Flash Singapore and See You Soon, as it stands, are eliminated.
Oh, so it's Bigatron?
Yeah. So that's why it's either Bigatron or SRG.
Okay.
We would love the update for Bigatron if we could have a little look at that. All right. There you go.
Ooh, okay. I guess that's a little bit tough there for Miracle.
It's definitely a breath of fresh air for Slangered Giants because they know they have
Absolutely.
a bit more room to operate, a bit more room to make an error in the next day.
All right, so yeah, for Savage.
For Savage.
From Kelra. Of course it's Kelra.
Yeah, of course.
Of course it's Kelra.
Will we see the second?
Today, after
Later.
this, right now.
The hard part is like, it's Onic PH. You can really just ban out the Granger and expect the game to go about differently. They have multiple weapons, man. They can wield the axe, the spear, the sword. They have all the things they can do to make it work. It's not just a one-dimensional team.
So let's circle on what Slangered Giants can do instead, right? What would you guys think needed to have been done differently for things to not have panned out the way it did?
I guess This is quite tough, right?
What about the carry pick? Let's start there. Why do you think the carry pick still doesn't really sit well with me? There were so many other options that they could have gone for, but instead they went in for the carry. The question is why?
I guess they are anticipating, right? A tanky unit that was picked up, the Tigreal, but then again, it's a Tigreal. It will force you on a Purify, which is, I guess, not ideal because you want to flicker out in and out as a carry. But let's see, right? The changes on the reality department later.
Let's check on that later because we are going to go on a short break before we resume our best of 3 between the Selangor Red Giants and Onic Philippines. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Match point now for the world champs of Onic Philippines as we're going to take a look into a little player head-to-head between Innocent as well as Kelra. Look at the numbers, Shevin.
I mean, oh no, this is wrong, man. It's like you're setting up. What do I have to talk about? It's Kelra dominating the statistics, even in GPM. 905 is absolutely mental, and 15 KDA on the dot. That's Is this like the Onic Glaze stream here?
I don't know. It's looking like it. It's looking like it, and it's fair, right? It reflects their performance. We saw it from game number 1. And again, by the way, if we're talking about stats, King Kong still only 1 death so far.
Ooh. Oh.
It's nasty. It's nasty.
Disgusting.
All right, but SRG, they have a chance to change the tides of their destiny here with them being on blue side. Let's see if they're going to be able to dictate something to success from the drafting phase. The Luoyi gets banned out by SRG. Onic respond with a Jushin being banned out. And again, despite SRG getting their hands on the Jawhead, it seems like Onic Philippines have found a different counter.
And I mean, Onic PH saying a statement, right? All right, TLID, your approach is to ban the Jawhead, get the dub. Onic PH says, hey, get the Jawhead. Pick it up, SRG. We will still beat you. And they did. See here, will it change or not? SRG here, they might actually bait and actually try to pick up the Granger themselves this time.
Yeah, I feel like Granger will be the most, I guess the most highly sold commodities for Selangor Red Giants just because of the lane prio. for Innocent. Once you can win that lane in 1v1, it's gonna, translate to a lot of good things for you. And I feel like they gotta put a lot of emphasis towards the winning the early game, because I don't think Onic PH will let go of a lead. Not even a smallest bit of a lead. So if you're losing in the first 5 minutes, then it's kind of over for you.
Right now, sorry, not Phovius. Fanny. Fanny's still open.
Is it gonna surface?
I don't know. Because it's going to be another mind game, right? Because what Onic did in game number 1 is they were able to ban out the Moskov, and they knew that they were going to be able to pick up the Granger in the first phase, which is why they banned the Moskov. So I don't know if SRG want to go ahead and try ban the Granger here, or leave that open for them to take up themselves. And with that, will they respond with the Fanny ban or not?
The scariest part is
There you go, Harith.
the scariest part is Onic PH is definitely fine with either way. Like, they want to play, they don't care if you want to play against Granger or Fanny. It's cool beans. You have the counters.
That is somewhat the idea from side of Onic Philippines. I feel like they're comfortable regardless. But let's see here. Just to be sure, Onic Philippines, will they ban out the Granger? Will they ban out the Fanny? Or plot twist, they ban neither.
What's left here?
Jawhead
banned out for Onic PH. So Fanny is open. If there is a chance or like a green light to use a Fanny, it is now, because at this point you want to just go all out, right? Trying to take all the risk, even though the ceiling of Fanny is really high, but the floor is the lowest of the low. Once you cannot get your purple buff, once you get dominated in your own jungles, then it's gonna be hard for you to come back with a Fanny. And Onic PH, I feel like even right now, do you think is this a strategy, or do they want to just limit Tess against a Fanny?
I mean, do they want Onic to pick up the Fanny instead?
They're taking their time.
It's a tough position to be in.
That says something, right? SRG is taking their time here, down to the last second to pick their first hero. There you go. They went in deep. 0% win rate, though. 4 times surfaced here in SPS. Onic PH, they know what to do. Moskov and Hylos. Swift picks from side of Onic PH.
And Moskov is such a great hero against the Fanny, is it not? It's one of the most versatile heroes in the gold lane. Can utilize his knockback against the Fanny if she does tries to go in for a kill into that lane. What do you think here? The response for SRG?
Oh man, I feel like they kind of, once you pick Fanny, you gotta have to build around the hero itself. So maybe a lot of emphasis towards the pick-off potential. Maybe a Chow would be good here, just to pick off some of the members away from Onic PH. Despite probably Super Prince and Kelra will be using a Purifier or anything like that. It's still a pretty good chance to take, but they go for a Granger and also Hilda instead. I mean, look at these heroes, man. Look at the 3 picks that Slangorid Giants is picking right now. These are all very highly contested heroes, and Onic PH is just letting them pick it.
I gotta say, a very, very good 3 picks, right? You you can't apply pressure with the Hilda. You got some range with the Granger, but then you got the Executor on that Fanny. Let's see though, will they be able to execute this composition on the second game, Onic PH?
Yeah.
Back to the drawing boards here. What is their final pick?
More so, they needed the Hilda to be picked up by themselves before Onic would pick it up. Because they obviously do want to try and go for an invade into the jungle of the Fanny. So Onic Philippines, it looks like a Joy is going to be picked up by King Kong now.
And it's on paper it's a bad pick against the Hilda also. They're testing the waters here, King Kong and crew, and they know that even though it's a comfort pick, it's not gonna be as easy as before against this many threats. Even Granger can still kind of kite away from the Joy quite comfortably with the Rhapsody and the Rondo.
I mean, it's a bold pick. They're taking a risk here, Onic Philippines, and all right, they're limiting another hero that can outrange the Moskov here in that Farsa. So good ban. Expect another ban from side of Onic Philippines is building towards that, the counter for that Moskov here for that last ban.
Maybe like a Vixana or something, just to, and it's a good pick against the Joy as well to kind of just stop Joy in its trek. and it's not enjoyable anymore for King Kong later on. But let's see though. Selangor Giants, they have a lot of options here to ban. Mostly the mid laner that hasn't been secured by both teams, but do they want to go down that route? Also limiting themselves, not just limiting Onic PH's or Super Prince's hero pool. It looks like going to be a Kufra. So they're pretty much all in for this Fanny.
Yeah, they really want to protect the Fanny. Also, the Cho is still on the board. Brusco has used it during the challenge finals, and it is a good counter towards the Fanny.
One hero that comes to mind as well here, apart from the Kufra when you see a Fanny, is the Ruby. Not ideal against the Granger, but against Fanny, against Hilda, it actually can break your momentum here. Will it come to surface from the side of Onic PH? Let's see.
I mean, there's still a lot of viewers out there to kind of stop Fanny in his tracks, but speaking of stopping, they just ban out the Tigreal, so that's King Kong will have a better time trying to break down the defenses of Selangor Giants. Now, do they want to just go all in against Onic PH? Because gotta be honest with you, like I don't think heroes like a Kaja is off the board for Onic PH. I feel like maybe they want to complement the Kadira just to kind of piss off Sakai's, especially. That could work.
Just to piss off Sakai's.
I mean, yeah, sure. Kaja is definitely on the radar here, right? I mean, Onic PH, Brusco style. You want to lock Ranger or even the Fanny, and Kaja can be an answer. And with that, SRG will ban the Cho. So no Cho and Kufra. Like you said, build around the Fanny, and that is one or two ways to go.
Because I think this Hylos is a Hylos EXP, right?
Oh.
All right, they're taking Stormy's hero away from him. It looks like the Veil is going to be picked up in by Super Friends. What's the response from SRG?
Man.
What are the options? Aurora, Vexana, Sicilian, Zask, if they want to play a little bit more safe?
No, I don't think Zask would be good here. Yes, you deal damage towards the frontliner, but at the end you want to just try to execute the backliners too. But maybe just for the sake of safetiness, they want to go down that route and try to just maybe trust on Sekai's to take care of pretty much the damage dealers of Onic PH. Not really sure if that's a good strategy, but it's an option. Now Selangor Giants, about 10 seconds on the clock. This is going to be the make or break picks here. Two last picks for Coach Arcadia against Onic PH. It's going to be the Vexana and also Badang. Interesting.
The Badang surfacing here in the second game. Now I'm thinking, right? Belleric, will it come through here for the side of Onic PH?
Technically, Lucas is still available as well.
Lucas is also available if this Hylos were to be put on the roam position.
But they do want lockdown, do they not?
They do. They need some... Yeah, sure. They have crowd control in that Veil and the Moskov. Law and Order as well. But, Hylos, Roam, or EXP? Feel like Hylos... Oh, okay. It's still up in the air, honestly. But now, we're looking at the Edith. It might actually be Hylos, Roam.
Yeah, Kirk is probably trying to correct the win rate after Reggie picked it earlier and didn't really get any success with that hero. And this is a hero that Kirk's really like to play, right? In M6. It's one of his staples. Very adaptive towards a lot of situations. Can pick off, can cancel a lot of damage as well with the Primal Wrath.
Solid Edith player.
Yeah, and right now, this is gonna be the answer on what's gonna happen in game number 2 after a very disappointing day for Selangor Red Giants, the lone Malaysian representative. If they want to go down or go towards the playoff stage, this might be the game to win. They pick the Fanny, a lot of risk, but a lot of rewards waiting for you if you play it right. But the opponent is Onic PH. Can you do the impossible?
Let's say we saw the Badong there exploding the Land of Dawn. But ladies and gentlemen, this is potentially the final game of the Challenge Finals Day 2 group stage. Will it be Onic Philippines clean sweeping the team from Malaysia, or will it be SRG finding their rhythm and secure game 2?
Okay, we're gonna take a look in a second. Just what spells are they bringing on here? A lot of flickers coming in from Onic PH. Just a single revitalize for Brusco to kind of further out the durability, not just for himself but the team as well. We're gonna take a look at the emblems too, though. Yums or Cram actually goes for the double movement speed boost here with the Wilderness Blessing also. So expect a lot of rotation, just like a run earlier against SRG. Maybe he wants to take a page out of TLID book here, the way they play the Hilda.
And conventional, I have to say, rotations here from both junglers. Equal amount of EXP gathered there, but Kirk here, not ideal, has to recall. Now King Kong moves it in. Oh my goodness, that's a steal. That's a Rhythm of Joy as well, popped by King Kong, just to perhaps deny the pressure from the side of SRG.
And Kirk actually losing the lane there against a Hilda. Kind of expected for a Edith to lose the lane against Hilda in the early game, but expect that to go a bit differently in the mid game once the items are stacking up for Kirk. Now we're gonna see here some setups towards before the turtle. They're gonna try to get level 4 as soon as possible, and the objective setup is gonna be very important for Onic PH because this is a Fanny. So likely Sakai's might want to concede this one, but he takes the purple buff already, so maybe he wants to kind of contest this one.
Let's see, Sakai's and as well as King Kong here, still level 4, but top lane here, action. Now with the cables jumping in, Sakai's eyeing Kirk. Kirk in a safe position, but Brusco, different story. That's a good Terrify, and that's gonna be first blood from Stormy with the knock-up as well. SRG striking first here in this land, in the land of Dawn, and King Kong. That's gonna be, yeah, that's a steal there from the jungler.
Okay, I thought it was gonna be like a single basic attack that's enough to get Kirk down, but it turns out it's 3. Now it's a good W for Slangoid Giants. Definitely Brusco a bit overextending in that position, kind of underestimating the fact that they have a lot of chain CCs in Padang, in Vixana with Eternal's Guard also. So you might want to watch out for that, even though you are Hylos, you are a tanky boy, but you're not tanky enough in this case.
Not yet. 2 kills here on the board for SRG. Good start. Onic PH, no compensation whatsoever here. And let's see here, what are they building up towards to? 100 strike already secured by Innocent. So mobility, penetration as well in Innocent's kit already.
Okay, so early game has been kind of won by Slangoid Giants right now, but Onic PH definitely their strength is not in the early game. Once the Fanny kind of fall off and kind of lacking in damage and also durability, it's going to be a harder game for Slangoid Giants from now on. Now, Slangoid Giants, they need to kind of pop up the gas and try to stay dominant in the fights. And Sakai's try to look for the kills as much as possible because I feel like Onic PS, if they want to just tie this game until the later part of the game, they are okay with it. In fact, that may be the plan here from now on. Just kind of weather the storm until they have enough gold.
They're going to poke Brusco, not just poke. They're going to execute and assassinate the Horsey. In the mid lane, Super Prince popped his own flicker as well. All around the map. SRG applying pressure here. And Onic, they are overwhelmed.
Really good early game. 3-0 in the first 5 minutes. A whole different contrast on what happened in game number 1 just now. SRG looking to get back towards Onic PH. And Cram actually secures the Radiant Armor, a good item to kind of weather the damage away from some of the magic damage dealer. In fact, 4 of them from Onic PH.
Ideal start here, ladies and gentlemen. In the first 5 minutes, SRG comfortable lead on the board. 3 kills in the bag, 1,000 plus economy-wise as well. So let's see here, SRG, they should be able to translate this early dominance to the mid game.
Okay, Brusco already scouting the situation here. Yums and Akram is playing the front line really, really well right now.
Yeah, I mean, Turtle, I believe Onic will have no chance to find the takeover angle there. So another comfortable lead there from SRG.
Bit of consolation prize there with King Kong taking the top turret away from Selangor Red Giants. So a bit of a win in macro department for the Filipinos. Now, Onic PH, they might want to just try to rinse and repeat that in second turtle because King Kong possibly he knows that his chances are quite low if you want to just contest the turtle because the gold lead is very evident. 1.7k gold lead in the first 6 minutes. So maybe just want to take the lane or like far lane turrets helped by the Moscow. Meanwhile though,
Yeah, Kirk here, Primal Wrath mode. Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Sakai's with the jukes there, with the cutthroat finding a kill on towards Super Prince. And in the bottom side, Kelra not ideal here. Hume spots this one out. Will he have enough space? The answer is no. Kelra is able to go home, but the bottom turret will fall. Innocent claiming it.
finally a turret for Slanger Red Giants. That's a really fancy cable coming in from Sakai. So I thought it was gonna be trapped in that position in the jungle, but it turns out 4v1, I still get the chance to kill someone and get out scot-free. Right now, King Kong, I look for a get back here to Sekai's. One level difference.
Yeah, 1v1 jungler. We saw that in TLID and SRG, but this time they will not commit on towards a full-on 1v1 just yet. Still though, SRG 3k almost on paper here. This is a big lead considering that we only have 7 minutes in the game.
Definitely not the plan that Onic PH is expecting by now. They might want to maybe like 1k or 2k gold lead is fine, but 3k is a bit too much right now. Slanger Red Giants, they want to just still continue to be aggressive 4-0 so far in the first 8 minutes. But looking at the gold leaderboard here, Innocent leading the charge, 1.2k gold lead against Kelra. That's a pretty comfortable lead for a gold laner now. Just want to be online in the mid game because you already have the items, and Kelra might want to just wait a little bit until you get the Trifecta or the Holy Trinity items to be able to pop off in a team fight, or maybe just wait until the late game when you can play the long lane.
It seems like Onic Philippines will concede another turtle here. So perfect turtle here for SRG in the second game. Now we have officially entered the mid game. It does seem like control-wise here, Onic Philippines, they're struggling to find map control still.
And now, still a huge 0 for Onic PH. This is something that we haven't seen so far in this tournament. They are perfect. In all the days they've played in Challenge Finals, no games dropped for the mighty team of Filipino. This might be the first one that they're gonna drop, but if you're looking at the composition of Onic PH, they still have a lot of base defense potential here with the basic attacks coming from Kelra. Even Super Prince can stop everyone on its track with the knockup. So expect them to play a bit more passive here and wait until Slanger Red Giants, especially Sekai's, make a mistake with the cables. But so far, he has been quite perfect, I gotta say.
I mean, bold move, right? From the draft, we talked about how Onic Philippines, they draft in a somehow riskier manner. And we are seeing SRG just dominating the lanes, the map as well. Now let's see here, they want the mid. Onic Philippines for now, they're still able to defend that one, but they lost the tier 2 earlier. Let's see, will it impact or influence the map considering the Magic Sentry is now in play for Onic Philippines?
It's like the exact same thing in the first game, but now it's reversed in terms of like trying to guard the mid lane turret here. They always group up as 5, and now Brusco getting a lot of pummeling here, but still okay with the HP and tankiness that he brings.
Yeah, it does seem like Kirk and Karam here spots each other out, and no commitment on towards the fight just yet though. And top lane here, they are looking for something. Oh, Fanny, and as well as Joy in the bottom side. Actually, it is actually Kelra who will be taken down, but that's Sakai's showing some style. That's a solo from Sakai's on King Kong.
You can't really underestimate the champions of Malaysia just yet. If you give him Fanny, they're gonna perform and actually abuse it in the early game right now. 6-0, a huge nil on the kill department for Onic PH. Things are not looking pretty good for the Filipino representative. Slanger Red Giants, though, is still looking for the first win in this day after that match earlier against TLID. This might spark a comeback, whether in-game and also in mentality for the Malaysians.
It does seem like SRG is having, or they're finding their rhythm here in the second game. Almost a 10k gold lead, and comfortable, all right? I mean, they are looking for the tier 2 collapse. Onic PH playing it safe here, not defending their tier 2.
Okay, it still has the Holy Shield and also the base turrets intact. And that should be the Holy Shield taken away. Good one from Slango Red Giants. A bit cheeky there. Just pushing the waves enough to be able to affect that shield from Onic PH. Now the Lord's going to come in the mid lane. Can they actually do something about it? A lot of siege potential with the Granger. But Rusko popped the ultimate.
Glorious Pathway popped. Now that's a knock-up on towards Karam though. Eternal's Guard locked in! Skies out of nowhere finds an angle and he will take down Super Prince. Base turret though still alive, all three standing. Onic Philippines here, they will have to defend with 4 with minions coming very, very soon.
Great kill coming from Sekas with a very unconventional route from the bottom lane, getting someone in the mid lane, and now with the conceal, that should be enough to get the mid turret down. Onic definitely in the back foot. 0 kills. Can they actually do something about this one? They are down by a lot of gold, but look at that, a kill.
That's a first kill on the board, but that's going to be another Innocent isolated, stuck, and he will fall. Kelra claims the double, looking for the triple here as Kurt finds a knock-up on towards the Fanny, and Kurt will find the shutdown. 4 members will be taken down as Onic Philippines, a minute ago, they're on the defense, but now take a look at them. They are on the offense.
This is what I mean, man. You cannot give Onic PS just a slight edge to come back. And look at this. The goal is going to turn around by a lot here. About 2k gold lead for Onic PH behind against Slango Red Giants. And that's definitely something that they are happy with, man. 4 kills secured after 0 in a blink of a second. They're a bit lax, man. We're going to see here an instant replay on what happened there. First one is that a Spear of Misery connecting towards Cram, and it's all hell's break loose there, especially with Innocent connecting the Spear of Destruction on towards Kelra Spear of Destruction connecting towards Innocent. That sparks the comeback, and when you give a lot of gold to Kelra and also a lot of lanes, this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good shutdown as well. Luckily, that was Kurt getting the shutdown, not Kelra and not King Kong, but regardless, Onic Philippines, they are back here in the second game. We will not count them out just yet. 2K though, still in the hands of SRG. Lord now is up. This one is enhanced, ladies and gentlemen. So mind you, this is a crucial Lord.
Are they inevitable? Is Onic Philippines inevitable at this point?
Bottom side.
Bottom side though, Kelra might be in trouble. No Wind of Nature.
Yeah, no Wind of Nature, and of course with the help of Cram, he will fall. Cheeky play, but now Onic Philippines, they might shift their gears on the other side. Innocent now isolated, 2v1, will fall in the hands of Super Prince. Sakai is jumping in with the cables, eyeing for that veil, but now Super Prince will fall. SRG answering back, but Sakai falls as well. That's a 2-4-2 from both teams.
Oh my goodness, but right now no junglers from Slango Red Giants. This might be the opportunity for King Kong. Oh, the Lord has already been taken. My bad. It looks like Onic PH, they have a slight advantage in the gold department, so this is definitely not looking good as the Lord is marching down towards Slango Red Giants' base. Can they actually weather the storm here with a late game Fanny? We talked about this, it's gonna fall off a little bit, but can the other members of Slango Red Giants kind of just defend this one for Sekais and give him a space to operate?
Yeah, I mean, intelligent player, right? Whilst SRG commit bodies, like 2 members in the bottom side, Onic Philippines, they went in on the Lord. And now, let's see here. SRG, firepower-wise, they can defend. But if they make a mistake, if they're out of position, Onic Philippines can definitely capitalize.
Okay, so 5v4 here, and with Sekais in the top lane, they're breaking through the defense.
Yep, let's see here. Glorious Pathway popped. Mid-turret falls. Lord, 50% HP. They can lock in towards the base here. Are they cheeky enough? Now, ladies and gentlemen, Onic Philippines, they are the main base destroyer, and 2-0 is official. Onic Philippines clean house against SRG.
You can run from it, you can anticipate it, or you can embrace it. Onic PH is inevitable.
Wow. Onic Philippines reign supreme here. And SRG, tough day for them today. In the first match of day 2, they lost against the LID, and now they suffer yet another loss against the Giants, the mighty Onic from Philippines.
Impressive stuff again. 2-0 clean sweep. Again, this means that SRG's chances of coming into the challenge final playoffs are getting slimmer and slimmer than ever. Fanny, no problem. This is a hero that was feared.
Yep.
This was a hero that nobody wanted Sakai's to get their hands on. And yet they let it go. They let it slide. They let him play his part in the early portion of the game up until the mid game, even getting into the late game. And it only took one moment, that one push from SRG for Onic to turn the tides completely around. This is a scary team, guys.
Look at the early game. 3 totals coming in from SRG. They were perfect in objective department, but unfortunately, just as I said earlier, give him a slight edge, slight mistake. They're gonna absolutely abuse the hell out of it. And that was the moment, Eterna, as you said earlier. They only got 6 kills out of 15 minutes. A very uncharacteristic game for Onic PH, but what matters is that a W side and your team, Onic Philippines, was able to turn the game around in the late game, and MVP goes down to Brusco, out of all people. We haven't seen a lot of MVPs from Hylos very often here in Challenge Finals, or maybe just overall Mobile Legends, because the ceiling is not that high, but Brusco was able to perform in his usual standard, being the frontliner, taking all the damage away, and also just trying to deter the potential from Innocent and crew.
I mean, the glorious pathway. The pathways has been, I gotta say, immaculate, right? Just destroying the momentum that SRG was trying to create whilst on the offense. And again, all 5 members here from side of Onic Philippines and also SRG gave their effort, but Onic Philippines just, you're right, just found that crack in SRG during that offense from SRG. And Onic Philippines, once they get the ball rolling, it's really hard to stop this team.
I remember not to mention that this was a Hylos that was operated against a Vexana, against a Badang as well. It's not as clear cut and simple because of the way that the Hylos works. And if we take a look at the golden EXP graph as well,
man,
it feels bad to be SRG again. It was that one moment, that one push.
You can look at the graph, it's an avalanche in the 15-minute mark. Oh man, how do you counter this team? You pick the Fanny, you pick the heroes that pretty much give you a chance to win.
S-tier.
Yeah, like it's a winning lane for Innocent too. Now, what should be the solution here?
Don't make a mistake, you need a perfect game